Welcome to ESPN College Football presented by Arby's. From Chapel Hill, North Carolina, you're watching the ACC on ESPN. 9-2 North Carolina set to play in the ACC Championship game a week from today. Takes on rival North Carolina State at Kenan Stadium on Black Friday. And hi everybody, Dave Pasch with Dusty Dvorak in the booth. Tom Luganbill down on the field. Well, the Tar Heels, Dusty, had a chance at the college football playoff, but that went away last week with a loss. Still a lot to play for. Obviously, the ACC Championship game next week, a chance to beat your rival and also showcase one of the best players in college football today.
No question, to win 10 games, as Mac Brown told us, a big deal. First time North Carolina's won the Coastal since 2015, and you mentioned it. Well, Drake May has been nothing short of sensational, but NC State's got their own Drake, and it's Drake Thomas. I think he's the best defensive player the ACC has had all year. Very good chance. We got the ACC Offensive Player of the Year and the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. That matchup, this Carolina offense against this Wolfpack defense, is going to be outstanding all afternoon.
And Dave Doran did some talking when we spoke to him this week. He said, we're blue collar. They act as if they are elitist. Their coaches talk down to us. It's all about rivalry weekend as North Carolina, George Pettaway signaling for the fair catch. Will come out to the 25 with North Carolina State winning the toss and electing to defer. Here are the numbers for Drake May. Leads the country in total offense. No touchdown passes last week for the first time all season through his first pick in 6 games. Was sacked 6 times. Head coach Mac Brown said 3 of those 6 sacks were on him, trying to force things, holding onto the ball too long. They lost at home here against Georgia Tech, but still, May with a great chance to at least be invited to New York City and the Heisman Trophy ceremony.
No question, in 2 huge stages here today, next week, in the ACC title, the best defenses he will have seen all year.
He'll throw on first down from the 25, and it's caught and then dropped at the last second by Downs. So this is really interesting. Josh Downs, before last week, had 1 drop all season. He had a huge drop on 4th down that might have won the game last week, and he just dropped the ball here on first down.
And you know they're going to continue to go to him. He's one of the most targeted receivers in all of college football. Excellent route runner, typically great hands, and a very tough guy to cover.
Interesting, they went to him on that first play to try to get his confidence back up, perhaps. Gain of about 5 for Elijah Green. Let's bring in Tom from the field.
Well, guys, Dave, you referenced the stubbed toe of North Carolina's offense a week ago with Drake May. And how do you get back on track? You know what you do? You take what the defense gives you. We became so accustomed to seeing this offense make it look easy, and you realize it's not easy. So when things don't go well, you start to press, you start to get frustrated. They got to get back to the fundamentals. And if the shot's there, take it. If it's not, dock it down.
May takes off here, still keeping the play alive to throw it. Tried to dump it off to Downs, and it was broken up that time by Aiden White. So North Carolina with a 3 and out on its first possession.
Well, it's really good coverage down the field. Drake May really nowhere to go with the football. He thought about running it. Excellent pursuit by the nose tackle, 48, Corey Durden. And then you see Peyton Wilson. Good to have him back for this Wolfpack defense. But it's a drop 8. Good coverage all over the field. And the rally to Drake May trying to be mobile. Very well done by Tony Gibson's defense on that opening possession.
Ben Kiernan to punt for UNC. They have 2 return men, Thayer Thomas and Jaden Coit, back for NC State. And this will be Thomas able to slip a tackle and up to about the 33-yard line. So we know that Drake May is the quarterback for North Carolina and one of the best in the country. We did not know until right now who the quarterback would be to start this game for NC State. It happens to be the 4th different starting quarterback this year. Devin Leary started the season, was having a great year. Torres Peck against Florida State. He's out for the season. Then MJ Morris, a true freshman, he started but got hurt a couple weeks ago. So last week they started Jack Chambers. This week they're starting Ben Finley, younger brother of Ryan Finley, was a great player, 3-year starter here for NC State.
Ben Finley gave him a spark last week, can really throw the football.
They'll run it though on first down. Jordan Houston trying to get the edge past the 40. Knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So that's a gain of 11 on North Carolina State's first play.
This is going to be the real key throughout the course of this ball game. NC State running the football on this Carolina Tar Heel defense. And early in the season, they really struggled to stop the run. Felt like they've gotten better throughout the course of the season. But it's going to be very clear. NC State's ability to win this football game is going to be very reliant on their ability to run the ball effectively.
Ben Finley actually played in Chapel Hill for NC State 2 years ago, threw a touchdown pass in that game, and wide open is Devin Carter down the sideline, stiff-arming the defender, and dragged down inside the 5 by Gio Biggers, and there's a penalty flag down because of that tackle. 52-yard pass play, and NC State set up inside the 5.
Boy, Devin Carter had to miss a week ago. Great to have him back. Big target outside. And the corner to the boundary, Storm Duck, he's just going to fall on the ground. As contact's created here by Devin Carter, he goes down. Wide open Devin Carter, and an easy find for Finley.
Personal foul, force call and tackle, defense. That penalty be added to the end of the run, half the distance to the goal, first half.
What a hot start here for NC State. First with the defense, and second play, they hit the explosive. And Storm Duck had really been playing some great football heading into this game the last several weeks. And we take a look at Biggers. It's that hand inside. It's a good call by the official.
But again, just half the distance to the goal, so kind of kind of inconsequential. Jack Chambers is in now at quarterback. He's out there to run the ball, and that's why he's into the end zone for the touchdown. It's his 42nd carry of the season, his first rushing score. Great start for the Wolfpack.
Well, this is what Jack Chambers brings, the running element. Just going to be an outside stretch. 54, Dylan McMahon playing center right now. Nice job. And 53, Derek East in the right guard spot. Excellent job getting that movement, getting that push, and a good cut by Chambers into the end zone.
Christopher Dunn, who hasn't missed a single kick all season, puts it through. And NC State unranked for the first time. At one point this year, they were in the top 10. Great start here on the road.
Football on ABC is presented by Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
Welcome back to Chapel Hill. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill. On a gorgeous day, we thought it was going to rain for most of the day, but sunny skies, temperature in the low 60s. And North Carolina, after blowing a 17-0 lead and a loss to Georgia Tech last week, trails 7-0 opening 2 minutes of the game. Here's Petaway returning this one past the 20 and wrapped up, thrown down at the 25.
Well, it's a fabulous matchup we have in our hands today. As good as there is in the ACC offensively in North Carolina, and I think it's the best defense consistently in the ACC for NC State. When you think about this team and what they've dealt with offensively in their struggles, they are so defensive dependent. They're healthy right now, and boy, it is going to be a battle. It should be ongoing all throughout the course of this ball game. Tony Gibson did not mix words. He said we got to rattle that young quarterback, and we've got to do a good job affecting him and keeping him uncomfortable all throughout the course of this game.
May on first down from the 25. Will throw it, and it's behind. J.J. Jones incomplete. Rare misfire from May. Not surprised that NC State has come out with this kind of intensity and physicality after a conversation with Dave Doran. We already touched on some of the comments he made about North Carolina and comparing the two schools. Talking about May also saying, hey, May, the comments that he made saying that people that can't get into NC State go to North Carolina. He feels that came from the coaches, although a chance it came from his family, considering they all went to North Carolina. May, out of the backfield, completes it to Josh Downs, but a short gain will bring a third down and long. So here's what May said back in September. Now, he apologized for this. He said, look, I shouldn't have said it. It was inappropriate timing. But he said, whether you want to admit it or not, grow up in Carolina, people go to NC State because they can't get in to Carolina. But Drake's dad, Mark, former quarterback in North Carolina, brother Luke, national championship basketball player, has a brother currently on the UNC basketball team, Bo May. And Drake to the air here on third down. Not on the same page again. This time with Downs. Fourth down, another 3 and out. That's 2 3 and outs for UNC.
When Drake May is just off here early on in this ball game, Tony Gibson dials it up once again. Pressure coming off the edge, and Drake May wants to get the football out of his hand quickly and just completely misfires. Looked like he thought Downs was going to break out. Downs continued to work inside. And 2 quick 3 and outs here for this highly potent Carolina Tar Heel offense.
Kiernan to punt for the second time in 2.5 minutes. Thomas backing up, fields it at the 29, and good tackle at the 32-yard line. Brought down by Dontavius Nash. So here comes NC State's offense, which just went down the field pretty easily on the first drive. And it will be Ben Finley who started the game. Played in 3 games last year, and again 2 years ago played here in Chapel Hill because of injuries. Had 2 picks in that game. Did throw a touchdown pass. NC State lost. Going to keep it on the ground. Michael Allen, who's become the go-to running back lately, but nowhere to go that time. Brought down after a gain of about a yard by Don Chapman. Allen, 28 carries the last 3 games, just 10 the entire season before that.
I like him, Dave, this true freshman, and he is tough to tackle, thick build, got some burst to him, and see some really good vision on tape. Had a nice touchdown catch last week as well. I expect his role to continue to grow through the remainder of this season into next year.
Not going to redshirt him. This is his 5th game, so they said let's just play him and give him the ball. Finley with time. He's going to go to him out of the backfield, but just over his head. Good coverage too by Cedric Gray, the linebacker for North Carolina, who's from Charlotte, and their leading tackler. 3rd down.
It's man-to-man coverage. You mentioned it, Dave, and a good job by Gray working over the top, able to get on that wheel route just enough as that ball slightly overthrown from Finley, but good coverage down the field by Cedric Gray.
If Finley had that one to do again, I think he'd put some air under that ball.
Yeah, it was a low throw, Tom.
It came and Rucker came offside. There was contact, so they blow it dead, but it did not look like Rucker was drawn off.
Defense number 25. How's the offensive plan react? It's a 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Yeah, it's interesting watching North Carolina. You wonder, is there a little bit of a hangover from the loss last week? We talked with Mac Brown. He said, look, I warned him. I warned him going into the game, don't overlook Georgia Tech. And they got up 17-0. They thought they had it. And it was a tough pill to swallow. Looks like they're slow to respond from that loss.
Scored on the first play last week. Went on cruise control a little bit. They wound up with an L. Kind of sleepwalking to start this game.
Trying to get off the field here. Just gave NC State 5 yards and giving Finley time to throw, but everybody covered. Now Finley downfield. Knocked away at the last second by Storm Duck. Carter, the intended receiver. 4th down. NC State will punt.
Well, the coverage is fantastic down the field. A good job by Finley buying some time, rolling to his right. No pressure, but then Storm Duck's going to come in here late, get this ball out with his right hand. Outstanding job as Carter has the ball, but Duck comes in and gets a big stop for this Carolina defense.
Noonkester to punt for NC State. Josh Downs is deep. Has a 38-yard punt return this year. A lot of times they kick it away from him. Got a potential 1st or 2nd round draft pick ahead of him. And fair caught at the 29. 7-0 NC State.
If you are...
Well, Drake May leads all of college football in total offense, 3rd in passing touchdowns. Take a look at what he does so well. His ability to work within the pocket. You see a 5-man pressure off the edge. No panic, step up, locate your target down the field. That was a crucial juncture against Wake Forest. How about at Miami? Get off balance, no matter what, under pressure, falling away, still finds a way to get the ball to Josh Downs. Looked like Patrick Mahomes on that particular play. And when the game's on the line, no one better than 10 for North Carolina with the ball in their hands. Feels the pressure off the edge, moves to his right, excellent with his mobility, and finds Antoine Green in the front pylon for the game-winning touchdown. Really is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the country. Off to a slow start here against a very good NC State defense.
Yeah, 1 for 5. Mac Brown was pretty confident, though, that Drake would bounce back from last week's showing as he hits J.J. Jones out past the 25 to 27-yard line. North Carolina trying to get its 10th win of the season. They've had only one 10-win season in the last 25 years. That was back in 2015, the last time they played in the ACC title game. They'll face Clemson a week from tomorrow for the ACC Championship. Elijah Green stumbles, trying to run to the right. C.J. Clark and that outstanding top 10 run defense for NC State get him to the ground, so bring up third down.
Yeah, this NC State front seven really is fantastic. Defensive line's been playing great. Corey Durden, Davin Van, and then, man, Drake Thomas is good linebackers you'll see in college football.
Carolina trying to get its initial first down of the game, and May's pass over the middle is pulled in by Nesbitt, the tight end, and that will move the sticks out to the 31.
Boy, Tom, one thing we're seeing, that ball's coming out quick. A lot of quick game here. You can tell, anticipating a lot of pressure from this NC State defense.
No question, and if you also notice, the NC State secondary is playing within 4 to 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, so the windows that Drake May is throwing into, very, very tight. He's going to have to be ultra accurate here today.
Nesbitt just left, a little banged up after making that catch, his 28th of the season. May in the pocket, throws a deep ball, got single coverage, and it's almost pulled in. Flags are down. Did he make that catch and get a foot down? It didn't look like it.
They're saying he caught it.
Receiver, yeah, they're going to say he did.
Wow. Unbelievable concentration. We'll see if it stands, if he was able to keep that foot in bounds, but Antoine Green, excellent tracking the football. Clearly interference there by Aiden White. Get that? No, that's not a catch. Not a catch.
Surprise is taking that long to make a ruling on the field.
No catch.
Ruling on the field is a completed catch and first down for North Carolina. Pass interference, defense number 3. The penalties declined. The previous plays in the third review.
So this will get overturned. It will be a 15-yard penalty.
I tell you what, just having Antoine Green back, he's been in and out of the lineup, broke his collarbone in fall camp. Once they got him back and there's a true second threat to Josh Downs, they become such a potent offense. We'll be back after this review.
ESPN College Football is presented by Arby's. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill in Chapel Hill. Replay overturned the ruling on the field. It took all of about one look for them to change it, but penalty is enforced, so it's a first down on the 46 of North Carolina. And a run play, Elijah Green crossing midfield, getting about 5 yards. 7 touchdowns on the year for Elijah Green, all of those in the last 5 games.
He's really burst onto the scene. Early in the year, was running back by committee, and then Phil Longo said, you know what, we're not doing this anymore. And Elijah Green started 4th on the depth chart, and he's worked his way up. And he's been an outstanding addition to the backfield for the Tar Heels.
Sophomore from Georgia. In the backfield on 2nd and 5, he'll get it again, this time running left. And he's knocked down after a gain of 1 by Tanner Engel. First team All-ACC safety a year ago. Third down coming up.
Tanner Engel, violence downhill. You see also Drake Thomas, nice job getting off the block. They constrict everything so much along this front. Third down situation, typically where we see Josh Downs have his number called. Inside receiver up to that trip side.
May, pretty good athlete, going to take off here and able to get the first down. Sticking the ball out, lunging before he's hit out of bounds by Peyton Wilson.
Well, as you mentioned, such a good athlete. If it's not there, this is the next element of the offense you have to deal with as a defender. Always looking to run. There's some design quarterback draw within this offense, but if there's nothing there down the field and there's an opening or he can get to the edge, he's going to take advantage. Over 600 yards on the ground now for the redshirt freshman quarterback.
And every coach you talk to, Dusty, says he's so much faster than you think he is until you see him in person.
Needs a lot of ground with that stride, Tom.
He'll throw it here. Nope. Going to take off on what looked like a design quarterback run. Doesn't get much. Brought down by Corey Durden. I think now with the year, and I remember you said it, we had them against Miami early on in the season. You said this guy's going to be an NFL quarterback. And now feels like the scouts are starting to catch up to him a little bit. Word's getting out. Again, scouts are usually looking at juniors and seniors at this point. This guy's a redshirt freshman, but safe to say within the next 2 years he's going to be in the NFL.
He's got a little bit of everything, man. I mean, accuracy, anticipation, playmaking ability, making throws from the pocket, off schedule, you name it, and the tape shows that Drake May can do it.
2nd down and 9. Elijah Green up the middle. And close to a first down, about a yard short. It'll be third down for May, who leads the team in rushing, by the way. He's over 600 rushing yards on the season and averaging over 300 passing yards a game. Only Johnny Manziel and Patrick Mahomes have done that, as Green's able to get the first down there for North Carolina. But that gives you just a little snapshot of Drake May and what he's accomplished this year as a redshirt freshman. Only 3 guys to do that over the last 15 years. Manziel won a Heisman, and Mahomes one of the best quarterbacks in football.
I like seeing North Carolina start to run the football a little bit more on this drive. A couple of nice runs from Elijah Green and a quality pickup there on third down.
First lengthy drive for either team. A lot happened in the first 5 minutes with possession changes as May throws into traffic, and it's pulled in by J.J. Jones. Gain of about 7.
Yeah, they may look at that. I think that ball hit the ground.
Well, the center, Corey Gaynor's like, let's get up here and snap it quickly.
Guys, he dropped that ball.
Yeah,
Standing right on the sideline here.
I thought so too, Tom. Good call. The ball's going to hit him. It's a really good coverage on the outside by Battle.
Boy, again, that.
Going on the field is an incomplete pass. It'll be second down at the previous spot.
This is, if
Please
you're,
set the game clock to 6 minutes, 43 seconds. 6:43. Thank you.
it's got to be a little concerning. 2 calls are looking at the replay easily. I mean, not even close to being a catch. Were called catches on the field.
Another pass that could have been caught. It's really well defended by Shaheem Battle on the outside.
Getting tight windows, right, Dusty?
Everything's contested, Tom.
Yep.
Very tight coverage out there for North Carolina State.
Another give to Green. A lot of running room straight ahead. You don't see many teams get that kind of push against that NC State front. It's a first down for the Tar Heels.
Well, it's a good job by the right tackle, Spencer Rawlin. An excellent cutback. See, Drake Thomas gets up the field. The cutback lane's there.
First down, Tar.
Elijah Green really starting to establish himself here on this drive.
Already 7 carries on the day. Elijah Green at 69 all season coming in, and again a bulk of those in the last month. In the red zone now, May fires, and again it hits the ground incomplete, going for J.J. Jones.
This ball needs to be caught by J.J. Jones. Again, hits him right in the hands. Was that 3 potential drops we've seen already here in this first quarter?
Yep. 2 from Jones, 1 from Downs. And this again for Drake May. How does he handle this when your playmakers start putting the ball on the ground? You get frustrated. They couldn't score last week against Georgia Tech and had trouble with drops. May on the move on second down, and it's caught, but not a lot of room for Copenhaver, so he stepped out, did get positive yardage, but only a gain of a yard. Third down and 9.
For the most part this season, Carolina's been great in the red zone. Last week was not the case whatsoever. Really struggled as one of the key reasons they weren't able to get that victory. Here they are, first time this afternoon inside the red zone, 3rd and long situation. Josh Downs, Antoine Green, typically the way Drake May's looking in these spots.
Getting a check from the sideline from Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator.
Preston up top.
May, everybody covered. Moving to his right, now throws into the end zone, and it's over the head of Downs. 4th down, and North Carolina will bring on the field goal unit.
A drop 8 here by NC State. They don't bring pressure, and everybody's covered. Nowhere to go. There was a double team over on Antoine Green into the boundary. Nice job with Josh Downs. He starts to kind of come open. Drake May tries to find him, but just a little bit too much to find Josh Downs in the back of the end zone. Really good, tight coverage down the field by NC State in the red zone.
So Noah Burnett, about 36 yards here. And Carolina is on the board. 7-3 NC State. Coming up tonight on ABC, it's Florida and Florida State. And then a big game tomorrow, not just for USC, but for the Pac-12, which is only in 2 teams all-time in the college football playoff. And they've got a top 15 team that's playing really well right now in Notre Dame coming to their house.
No question. Took Coach Freeman a little bit in his first year as a head coach, but they have really found their stride playing a physical brand of football. Drew Pine has settled in, and with Caleb Williams, as good as there is in college football this year, he is the reason USC will be playing for a Pac-12 title, while USC's got a legitimate chance for the college football playoff. And I'll tell you, I'm excited about tonight's matchup. We saw Florida State earlier this season. You could tell Mike Norvell is turning things in the right direction. That's always a great matchup, Florida State. But I think the Noles' ability to run the football is going to be a little bit too much for the Gators to deal with tonight.
Back to Caleb Williams, front runner right now for the Heisman.
I'd have the #1. I don't see how anybody, I mean, look, Stroud's had a great year. Corum's had a great year. Heck, Drake May in the conversation here the last few weeks. But Caleb Williams got to be sitting at the top spot for me.
Burnett kicking it off to Gray. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Chick-fil-A impact players.
We've had a chance to see some of them on display already throughout the course of this ball game. For Carolina, Cedric Gray defensively, he has been a tackling machine. #3 in all of college football in tackles, and Josh Downs, one of the best receivers you'll see in the country. And how about the Thomas brothers? Thayer Thomas, haven't talked much about him. Unbelievably productive wide receiver. And Drake Thomas, I think, as good as there is as linebackers in the ACC, one of the absolute best in all of college football. I think Thayer Thomas, the guy they need to get the ball to throughout the course of this game. He wasn't targeted much a week ago, and they lost to Louisville.
Got 51 catches on the season coming in. Finley running a little option, pitching it to Jordan Houston, and he loses a couple of yards. Just stumbled and fell. Back at the 23-yard line.
Turf Monster took him down here on the field. Jordan Houston getting on the perimeter as he tries to cut and get upfield. Goes straight to the ground. Good pursuit there by North Carolina, but...
Oh, Willie Whiteline, Dusty.
Oh, Willie Whiteline. Hate it when he gets me, Tom.
Ben Finley is still in the game. We've only seen Jack Chambers in there for that one play. It was the rushing touchdown. Otherwise, it's been Finley at quarterback for NC State. Throwing it here and out of the backfield, Houston. Good tackle that time by Rucker along the sideline in front of the NC State bench. Pickup of about 4 or 5.
Well, you see the screen right there to the wide side of the field. You knew this was going to be a big part of what NC State wanted to do today. That's exactly what North Carolina struggled with a week ago. But 25 came in Rucker. This is an outstanding job. He fights through 2 blocks and makes an excellent tackle on the sidelines. If he doesn't make that play, there's a lot of grass and blockers out in front for Houston.
Redshirt freshman from Phoenix, Ben Finley. See what he does here in 3rd down and 6. The 4th different starting quarterback for NC State this season because of injury. And he had to check it down because of good coverage downfield to Darrell Jones, but well short of the line to gain. And so NC State will have to punt. 3:48 remaining here in the first quarter.
Carolina offensive coordinator Gene Chizik, he elects to drop 8. Simple zone coverage, covering everything up underneath, give that young quarterback a lot to look at. All those bodies moving around. He couldn't find anybody open. And the Tar Heels off the field here once again.
Noonkester to punt. And Downs is deep for UNC. 112th meeting between these two schools. About 25 miles separate the campuses. Raleigh and Chapel Hill. Downs getting out of the way. Now on one hop. I think he signaled for a fair catch. That's what the official's saying anyway. So it's dead right where he touches the 19-yard line. Now a quick word from Cheez-It.
Say cheese.
I was feeling cute. I might delete these later.
Don't delete them. I look good. Crop yourself out.
My hair does look amazing. Cheez-It, feeling the cheesiest.
So 7-3 NC State leads. Talked about the injuries at quarterback. There have been a lot of injuries on the defense for the Wolfpack, and we're being told that Isaiah Moore, who is a 3-time captain, 5th-year starter, he got banged up earlier and may not return now.
Tony Gibson called him a coach on the field, called him his co-defensive coordinator. So Devon Betty been seeing a lot of the action here these last couple series. Pressure coming from the field.
That's Downs in motion. And in trouble. May sacked back at the 10-yard line by Drake Thomas. Leads the ACC in tackles for a loss.
Boy, when he gets his hands on you, you're going to the ground. Just plays with violence and excellent off the edge here. Unaccounted for. Drake May's got to get rid of that football. You're not going to shake a tackle from Drake Thomas. Tony Gibson bringing him off the edge from the field, and nice negative play created by the junior linebacker.
Looked hesitant to swing that ball out to Josh Downs. May on the move again and gets positive yardage. Pushed out around the 14-yard line by Drake Thomas again. So third down and about 15 coming up.
There's nowhere to go with the football for Drake May. Just a three-receiver out there, fully covered down the field. They're dedicating a lot of bodies to coverage here today, Tom. It's given Drake May all kinds of issues trying to find any open targets.
They are, and again, squatting down. They're kind of anticipating the underneath shorter route, so there's no windows to throw the ball into.
Some movement by North Carolina as NC State started to shift on defense.
False start. Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Ed Montelis, the left guard. Look, this is an offense that has been humming all season long. Still in a funk going back to the middle of the game last week.
Yeah, held scoreless in the second half against Georgia Tech, and NC State giving them all kinds of fits here early.
Top 10 in total offense coming into this game. Here's a dump off on third down and long to DJ Jones just to give some space for the punter. As we're closing in on a minute to go here in the opening quarter.
There's nothing down the field open. It's a really good job from Peyton Wilson in pursuit to the football, and then Drake Thomas right there to get Jones on the ground. A nice sequence right there for Drake Thomas and the NC State defense, Tom.
Yeah, and Dusty, I'll tell you what, NC State will take this all day long. If that's what you're going to do, Drake May, if that's what you're going to do, North Carolina, by all means, we're going to come up and tackle them. Now you're going to get field position.
Although who could blame him after the penalties and the sack being third down and forever. Kiernan's punt goes out of bounds. NC State's going to have the ball near midfield, and there's an injured Tar Heel at the 41. We'll clean that up in a second. Take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by Capital One. Georgia Tech has played a lot better lately, but boy, to have to go to Athens and knock off the #1 team in the country, that is quite the challenge. Michigan, Ohio State, who do you got in that game?
I got Ohio State, but I think it's going to be close. How healthy is Blake Corum? Can Ohio State stop the Michigan rushing attack? Big key in that ball game.
Meanwhile, the injured player was the long snapper, Drew Little, for North Carolina. Clemson, South Carolina, ABC noon. Oregon State, 3:30. ABC.
Good ones, man. Not only the rivalries, all the passion of college football this weekend brings. Amazing. Great scene last night in Oxford at the Egg Bowl. But, man, a lot of conference championship and college football playoff implications on the line this weekend.
So you look at that first drive, and again, there was a defender that fell down for North Carolina, which really was the reason for that big play. Here's a little trickery, the hook and lateral to Michael Allen. It's read beautifully by North Carolina. DeAndre Boykins with the takedown and a loss of 1.
It's just a fantastic play by DeAndre Boykins. Stays home, comes down, makes an excellent play on the hook and lateral, as you mentioned. Well executed. Allen there on the perimeter, chopped down by the star position for North Carolina and Boykins.
Sophomore from Concord, North Carolina. Got an interception, couple of sacks on the season, so he's made some plays. They're going to run the ball here to Michael Allen. And again, a good open field stop. Cameron Kelly at the 48-yard line, so a gain of about 4 or 5. Third down coming up for NC State when we start the second quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
With a 7-3 lead after 1 here in Chapel Hill. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
You provide the opportunity.
Tomorrow over on ACC Network and the ESPN app, Wake Forest takes on Duke. That's at 3:30 Eastern time. Then at 8 Eastern, it's Pitt and Miami. Start of the second quarter here in Chapel Hill. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill. 7-3 NC State leading North Carolina in this rivalry game on Black Friday. Pass over the middle is caught by Keon Lassane. Fumbled the ball. Got it back, though, after he got the first down to the 43.
Nice find on third down by Ben Finley. This time Gene Chizik brings a little pressure from the field. Finley stands in there strong, locates his open target. Job by Gray getting this ball out, but Sane able to wrestle that ball away from Biggers, and chains move.
Allen stumbles. We've seen that twice. Earlier it was Jordan Houston. Now it's Michael Allen losing a yard, just tripping on the turf. It's not raining. It was earlier this morning, but you'd have to think that it's not slick down there on the field.
Beautiful afternoon and evening here in Chapel Hill. A picturesque setting here from the booth. How gorgeous is this campus and this view from this booth, Dave?
Oh, it's as good as it gets. Chapel Hill, one of those beautiful campuses in the country. Men's basketball team #1 in the country playing out in Portland right now. Lassane inside the 40 and down to about the 37 for a gain of 7 on the play. Bring up third down.
And you saw their Storm duck as he plant drive on the football, lost his leverage. A nice move after the catch by Lassane to pick up a couple extra yards. Make this third and very manageable. Here Thomas, inside receiver to the field. Hasn't been targeted much here so far in this ball game. Well, he is a reliable, strong-handed wide receiver for the Wolfpack.
Finley off of a short set, and he's got him. Thayer Thomas comes free, and it's a first down inside the 30. Out of bounds at the 28 for a gain of 9.
Just a quick out, and they got the matchup they wanted. They got Thayer Thomas in that inside position working on Power Echols, the linebacker. Easy pitch and catch for Ben Finley. Doing a nice job running this offense here early in the ball game, and 2 really quality throws here to pick up back-to-back third down conversions.
And he's not taking any risk with the football yet.
Speed smart, Tom. Take what they give him.
7 of 9, 83 yards. Play fake here. Finley setting up, going into the end zone, and it's caught. A touchdown. Terrell Thomas, just his 3rd catch all season. Terrell Timmons with the TD, only his 3rd catch, the true freshman. There's an injured Tar Heel down as well in the end zone.
It's like Cameron Kelly, the safety, grabbing his hamstring. Take a look at this play. As we'll take a look at Timmons. Going to work out of the inside. He's going to run a post route, and you'll see Chapman, the safety, eyes in the backfield, freezes just long enough, and by the time he recognizes the post coming, it's too late. An absolute dime here by the freshman Ben Finley to true freshman Timmons. Huge throw and huge touchdown for NC State.
15th different Wolfpack player to catch a touchdown this season. Christopher Dunn has made 197 consecutive extra points. Puts it through easily. North Carolina State up 14-3. Ben Finley with 2nd touchdown pass of the season.
Even you can't put the announcer jinx on Christopher Dunn. He's just too good. Take a look at that last touchdown. You'll see Timmons inside receiver. He's going to run a post route, and he's got Cameron Kelly right over the top of him, and then that safety, Don Chapman, both of them staring in the backfield, and Chapman gets flat-footed, gets run past, and a perfect ball placed by Ben Finley where only his receiver can go get it. Really nice route and throw there from Finley to Timmons.
It's a team that was ranked 13th in the preseason poll, tied for the best in school history. The other was in 1975, and they started 4-0. They got to number 10 in the country, their highest ranking since 2002, but then the injury started to happen. They lost to Clemson, no shame in that on the road, but you had Devin Leary, the quarterback, go down with a pec injury against Florida State. Second season that has ended because of injury. And then MJ Morris, who started a couple games, a true freshman, didn't play last week, not playing today. Touchback, it'll come out to the 25 for the Tar Heels as we take a look at the Taco Bell Live Más student sections. Student sections across the country are competing to be the Live Más student section of the year all season long. Not surprised to not see as many joyous faces with the way this game has gone, coming on the heels of the home loss to Georgia Tech last week.
Right now feels like a crucial juncture for Drake May and this offense to start to get it together. The NC State defense has really stifled them so far here in this ball game. A lot of coverage, a lot of contested throws. Drake May's been off 3 drops in that first quarter. Can this passing attack in this offense come to life here in the second quarter?
Omarion Hampton is in the game at running back. Only 5 attempts the last 3 games combined. He's going to get a touch here, and it looked like he lost his footing right away, and then he got smacked by Tanner Ingle after a 1-yard pickup.
With Tanner Ingle as a downhill safety, triggers right now into the box. Now they're sitting back and it looks like a light box, but boy, right on the snap, such an aggressive attack from Tony Gibson's defense. They're well coached, tackle extremely well, relentless defense here for this Wolfpack.
2nd and 9. May taking off here and elects not to slide and gets drilled by Isaiah Moore, is back on the field at the 30. You were talking about Gibson, and earlier we were commenting on Dave Dorn. Probably does not get enough credit for what he's done in 10 years at North Carolina State. 3 9-win seasons. They're going to go to a bowl for the 8th time. Injuries were the culprit this year, but they're competitive every single year in the ACC.
Done an excellent job. Built a legitimate football team, and they are edgy, just like he coaches.
3rd down and 6. Over the middle. Good open field tackle, though, on Antoine Green by Aiden White. Going to be 4th down. It was interesting in our comment.
Well, Tony Gibson decides he's going to bring pressure here. He's going to bring Ingle from the back level. Ball comes out quick. You know, you got man-to-man coverage, but Aiden White with an excellent open field tackle to bring up 4th down.
Dusty, you were talking about the edge of Dave Dorn. In our conversation with him this week, Dorn said, look, they don't like us. We hate them. We're blue collar. They're elitist. Their coaches talk down to us. They talk behind our backs and recruiting negatively about our coaching staff. And we said, Coach, is this off the record or on the record? He said, I don't give a bleep, meaning it's on the record. And there you go. Now you heard it. And I'll tell you what, his players are feeding off that energy and passion of Dave Dorn in this game.
The AT&T Countdown to the College Football Playoff National Championship. Monday, January 9th on ESPN.
College football presented by Arby's on ABC is brought to you by Burger King.
This was last year in Raleigh. NC State scores 2 touchdowns in 26 seconds, and then Sam Howell throws a pick to seal the win for the Wolfpack. Dave Dorn, year 10. Mac Brown, 2nd stint, year 14 overall. As the snap goes behind, Finley falls on it back at the 3-yard line. That's really the first good thing to happen to North Carolina in this game. Loss of 15.
And a reminder, Grant Gibson got hurt against Boston College. He had started 45 straight games leading into that. And they've got Dylan McMahon. And there was a couple of bad snaps a week ago. That one clearly got away from him. And maybe the biggest play, one of the biggest plays North Carolina's had all day.
Carolina crowd coming alive now.
Here's Houston straight ahead, bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Finally, some fire and energy out of the Carolina defense. Jabari Ritzie with the hit. It'll bring up 3rd and 25.
Well, Jabari Ritzie's been playing really good football. Might have been the best game of his career a week ago against Georgia Tech. Showing some versatility, playing on the edge, playing inside. They've had some injuries up front, and his role has increased, and he's answered the bell. Can this defense answer the bell on 3rd down and give their offense good field position?
NC State will just be conservative here. Houston to the 10, stood up by Cedric Gray. And so a quick 3 and out, and North Carolina should get good field position.
Cedric Gray is just a tackling machine coming into this ball game. Over 120 tackles on the season. Part of that's because the defense is on the field so much, but between him and Power Eccles, they played so many snaps this year. They don't have any depth at linebacker, and they've continued to be the go-to guys for Gene Chizik in this defense all season long.
See if Carolina comes after. Noonkester is about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Downs is the return man at his 42. They're going to set up the return. And it's fair caught around the 42-yard line, so 47-yard punt. Good job by Noonkester that time from his end zone. Take a look at the All-State playoff predictor. Georgia going to get in even if they lose. Unless they lose to Georgia Tech tomorrow, then we might have another story.
That would be quite the story. Brent Key, man, if he could pull that feat off, they may have to give him the job after the game.
Yeah, really.
Winner of Ohio State, Michigan feels like they got a great chance to get in as well.
Clemson only a 36% chance, and if North Carolina loses, that's not going to help Clemson. They play next week in the ACC title game. Trying to set up a screen to Antoine Green, and that was going nowhere. Aiden White was all over that from jump. Another negative play, loss of 1 or 2.
That's the 10th negative play or 0-yard play out of 27 snaps. It's Wolfpack defense all over him. Excellent plant and drive and recognition from Aiden White when he saw the screen right in the hip pocket. Made a nice tackle.
Dusty, everything is dink and dunk right now. It's resulting into a lot of negative plays, as you just mentioned. They have got to start attempting some intermediate and vertical shots because NC State's just squatting on them, expecting the underneath stuff.
I totally agree, Tom, and I get it. They're deploying a lot of guys into coverage, but you're going to have to trust his quarterback and trust his playmakers to make a play.
Play action for May, looking downfield, but everybody's covered. May on the move, and a flag down as May throws it away. So contact in the secondary downfield, although that ball was thrown out of bounds.
Derek Pitts, I think they're going to get him.
Holding defense number 24 of an eligible pass receiver. 10-yard penalty automatic, first down.
Pitts just kind of
before the pass.
Pitts kind of just tackled Josh Downs. Confusing on the far sideline as it turned into a scramble drill, and see Pitts trying to work back to his quarterback. Just kind of gets him wrapped up and throws him to the ground.
Right now, North Carolina will take yards any way they can get them.
Ball in midfield. Carolina down 14-3. May to the sideline for Antoine Green. And a gain of 11 and a first down for Green, who missed the first 3 games of the season with a collarbone injury. Injured again a couple weeks ago against Wake Forest. Did not play last week in the Georgia Tech game, but is back today.
Makes such a difference having him on the field that time. NC State brought the pressure. Good identification by May.
There's Elijah Green gobbled up as Peyton Wilson goes high up into the air to make the tackle. No game.
With Peyton Wilson, another one of these excellent linebackers. Tony Gibson said the best linebacking core he's ever had at any place, and that's quite the statement. He's had some great rooms in West Virginia, Pitt, Michigan. This group stacks up with anybody, and talking about Peyton Wilson, just said never stops. Got a motor that just won't quit. Plays with great passion. And constantly all over the football field. He missed last week. Presence being felt here in this game.
So again, a negative play. Loss of 1. Room though this time for Elijah Green, able to break a tackle inside the 30, knocked out of bounds at the 27. A first down and a gain of 12 on the play.
Listen, a really good cutback here by Elijah Green. You're going to see Peyton Wilson actually slide inside. Green sees it, gets to the edge. Nice job making Ingle miss in the open field. And a quality pickup. It's so far this half, Elijah Green on the ground has been the best offense Carolina's come up with.
He's been their best back the last month. May on the rollout, and his pass is picked off, and then the ball came out incomplete. Wilson had it, but couldn't secure it to the ground. Again, a misfire by Drake May.
Was pressure. Drake Thomas coming to him. He flushes Drake May off of his spot, tries to get rid of the football. It's excellent coverage down the field by Peyton Wilson.
And Peyton Wilson injured on the play. He just got back. He missed last week due to injury. Down again.
When you're playoff semifinals and the College Football Playoff National Championship on ESPN.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill back in Chapel Hill. North Carolina has scored a touchdown in every first half this season. Only 3 points so far, but the Tar Heels on the move. Second down and 10 at the 27 of NC State. Drake May, who struggled, but fits that one in inside the 15-yard line. Antoine Green to the 10, out of bounds. One of the better throws for Drake May. Gain of 17.
I really like here how Antoine Green sets it down right in between two defenders. Zone coverage, and an excellent find by Drake May. And Antoine Green really good after the catch, setting up North Carolina inside the 10.
Boy, are they glad that Green is back. They run it, and wow, big hit by Tanner Ingle. Peyton Wilson, by the way, is back in the game, but Ingle laid the lumber that time, and Elijah Green, no gain. It'll be second and goal from the 9.
Also, Corey Durden, the nose tackle, nice job inside, getting off a block. Nowhere for Green to go, and you mentioned it, with Tanner Ingle coming downhill, capping off that run. Nice job by the safety, laying the wood.
Gonna run it again. This time some room. And into the end zone. Elijah Green with a touchdown. That's the 8th on the season, all in the last 5+ games for Elijah Green.
I like the mindset there by Phil Longo. Elijah Green has been really good on the ground against this stingy Wolfpack defense. Rode him into the end zone. Carolina making this a ball game here before the first half is over.
Burnett with the point after, 14-10, NC State.
Well, it's a counter. It's the favorite play in this run game for North Carolina. Pull backside guard and tackle. William Barnes, Spencer Rollin, excellent job securing their blocks and paving a path. Left side caves everything down, and you see Rollin getting up on that second level. Good block there on Peyton Wilson, and Elijah Green with good vision. Hitting it downhill, running through a tackle into the end zone, and a much, much needed touchdown for the Tar Heels.
You know, Dusty, when you look at this run game for North Carolina, they come out of the locker room to start the third quarter. There's got to be an emphasis on continuing to run the ball so that they can create some one-on-one matchups in the passing game and force NC State to load the box.
No question, Tom, I'm with you. And then once they do that, then you can start to take more of your shots down the field.
Yep.
And they have a counter, RPO game off that counter play. I would imagine that's going to be something we see them come back to throughout the course of this game. But what a first half here for Elijah Green.
Julian Gray is deep for NC State. Wolfpack with all 3 of its timeouts. Gray across the 10. And knocked out of bounds past the 25. Shoved out at the 29-yard line. A flag down. And now some pushing and shoving. First time we've really seen it in this rivalry game where the temper on each sideline have gotten out of control a little bit. Some of the North Carolina players from their sideline coming out of the field.
Personal foul on this roughness. Kicking team number 15. That 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. First
Looked like it was Hollins for North Carolina. Their two number 15s. Just want to be sure that we got the right one. But it appeared that it was Hollins that got flagged for it there.
Plays over. Got to be smarter. Got to be smarter in that spot. Now all of a sudden, after a big score, try to get some momentum. Great field position for NC State.
They're going to run Allen here. No running room. He tried to cut it back as he saw Cedric Gray flash into the hole, and he got maybe a yard. Gray, the leading tackler. In fact, he leads all Power 5 players with 122 tackles on the season coming in. He's a junior out of Charlotte.
I like his size at 6'2", 230. He's a downhill linebacker. I think his tackling has improved throughout the course of the season. Key cog in the heart of that defense for the Tar Heels. Ben Finley's been great so far, 8 of 10.
In his first start, make it 9 of 11, completed. And how about the face plant by Cart, just sticking his hand out into the grill of Storm Duck, taking him to the ground as he went to the turf. It's a first down into North Carolina territory.
Well, I'm impressed by the poise of Ben Finley. Not phased, under control, very calm, zone coverage, locates Devin Carter, which has been great to see him back. Another Wolfpack player who wasn't there a week ago. He's back. He saw that power with the stiff arm at the end of that catch.
Finley to the air, pump fake, trying to set up the screen, dumping it off to Michael Allen. And he's knocked down at the 40-yard line. Here comes a flag on the missed tackle that time. There might have been a face mask. Legend Cavazos missed the tackle.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 59 points to be added to the end of the run. First down.
They didn't say who, but I think it was 6 Cavazos who tried to tackle him, and it looked like he got the mask and twisted it. So a 15-yarder, that's going to put the ball inside the 30.
Was very well set up play. They fake Thayer Thomas in the flats to the field. They come back with the screen, and it's very well set up to Michael Allen. Take a look and see if Cavazos grabbed that face mask.
I think they missed it, Dusty.
Well, that wasn't a face mask.
No.
That wasn't a face mask at all.
Nope.
Well, that was bad. Allen trying to get the edge inside the 20 and grounded at the 18, but that's 8 yards on the ground. Again, we've seen this crew call clear incompletions, completed passes on 2 occasions, and then badly missing. The face mask call there against the Cavazos, calling him for it when it shouldn't have been.
He was on his shoulder pads. Wasn't even near his face.
He didn't twist
in
it
that
or
spot.
anything.
No,
Let it go.
Nice run there by Michael Allen. Back-to-back plays. He's had nice, productive yardage.
I got a timeout by NC State. By the way, Finley has completed 9 consecutive passes.
30-second timeout.
First timeout for the Wolfpack, 2 remaining. Let's check in with Kevin Nagandi now in the studio.
Hey, Capital One halftime report just minutes away alongside Booger and Jesse here. Listen, the crowd at Chapel Hill now woken up after we saw the offense score.
Yeah, the receivers are starting to get off the jam a little bit, and Drake May is starting to be a little bit more accurate with the pass.
How about the other quarterback, Ben Finley? He said if he got the start, he was going to let it fly.
He did.
He's been so good.
Yeah.
10 of 12 right now in this game. Ball's not touching the ground.
Wolfpack have been fantastic dealing with so many injuries, especially at the quarterback position. Highlights coming your way. Plus, we'll take a look back at the rivalry games, including Jesse's time with Florida State.
And to your guys' point on the quarterback stuff, Kevin, 4 different starting quarterbacks for NC State. That's the first time since 1953 that that's happened for the Wolfpack. 9 straight completions for Ben Finley. Played last week a lot against Louisville, but his first start today.
And he's been the scout team quarterback for most years, so he's seen one of the best defenses day in, day out on a weekly basis as he's trying to make plays against this Wolfpack defense. And the staff even told us that's helped him a lot. Going to be tough to see a better defense than he's seen every day.
Here's Allen getting the carry. And did not get the first down, wrapped up by Don Chapman. It'll bring up 3rd down. If that name is familiar, and You watch NC State football over the years. Ben Finley is the younger brother of Ryan Finley, who's from Arizona. 3-year starter here for the Wolfpack, was a 4th-round draft pick of the Bengals back in 2019.
Some good quarterback lineage there. Nice little salad there on Ben Finley.
Gonna bring in Jack Chambers here, who had one play earlier in the game, and it was a touchdown. He's out there to run the ball. But he fumbles it, and it's recovered by Cedric Gray. A turnover by Chambers inside the 20. Don Chapman knocked it out. And the Heels recover.
What a huge play here for North Carolina defensively. Gene Chiswick's got to be fired up with this stop and takeaway. Don Chapman comes downhill. Excellent tackle, helmet on the football, and it's Cedric Gray who's going to wind up with this ball. Just how you draw it up. Perfect tackle and execution. Helmet on the football. Cedric Gray there to scoop it up. Exact same play North Carolina State ran earlier on the opening possession for a touchdown run. Just that outside stretch with the quarterback. Wasn't well defended the first time. Perfectly defended here the second time.
And now with 2:10 to go, 2 timeouts. And yes, maybe Drake May is searching for his confidence, but this is a guy that has led his team to 6 come-from-behind wins. That's the most in the country. So we've seen him going down the field a lot, whether it's at the end of games or at the end of the first half. Not great numbers yet, but let's see what he does here. May in trouble, flushed out of the pocket, and going down is Antoine Green to make the catch. First down to the 28.
Really nice job by Drake May, filling the pressure off to his left, just slightly moves to the right, and Green with a good job working back to the quarterback and completing the catch.
May gonna dump it off to Elijah Green out in space, and upended as a flag flies. Derek Pitts made the tackle. He's injured as well. There's actually 2 penalty markers down, it looked like.
Holding. Offense number 5. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
J.J. Jones, one of the receivers out there trying to spring. Elijah Green called for the hold.
Trying to set up that swing screen. Well done by Pitts, working underneath this block. Sorry, that's Battle working underneath that block. Couldn't see what happened to Pitts there as he came in on the tackle. It's kind of been the story this season, unfortunately, for NC State. Just dealt with so many injuries.
Looked fairly benign.
Yeah.
Carolina's had its fair share of injuries. Tony Grimes, starting corner, not playing today because of an injury. Cameron Kelly is done for the day, we're being told as well. So that's 2 more starters for North Carolina out today on defense. And again, another player goes down for NC State. What do you make so far of what you've seen here from Drake May? This is the first time we've watched him struggle. Again, last week they had a 17-0 lead. They gave it up. He made a nice play to Downs last week, but dropped the ball that might have won the game. Probably the most he struggled all year, right?
This offense in the passing game, it's really just been clicking on all cylinders all season. They had few mistakes, and we saw them stymied a week ago in the second half. And here today, whether it's receivers dropping balls, Drake May slightly off, and it's a really good NC State defense. They've got a good game plan, putting a lot of guys in coverage, but he's just been thrown off a little bit. Seems like he's starting to work his way out of it. Antoine Green, he's caught a couple of passes, but I mean, 68 yards passing in the first half, and who would have thought of the 2 redshirt freshmen starting today that it'd be Ben Finley.
Right.
It's actually been the more impressive quarterback in this ball game so far.
And again, you always wonder how a young quarterback is going to respond to really his first adversity. We talked with Mac Brown at length about that. Mac said Drake is pretty even keel, and expected him to handle it well. But you made a great point. There have been more drops in this game than Carolina had all season combined coming in. May off play action, looking downfield, instead takes off after he was almost sacked. And he's to the 24-yard line, brought down by Peyton Wilson. So on 1st and 19, he gets about 7.
wanted to take a shot to Antoine Green, just could not do it.
They actually say he slid, so it's where he started the slide there back at the 14. Now he's tripped up, and down he goes. Corey Durden got a piece of him. Going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Boy, Corey Durden's been great so far today. First team All-ACC a season ago. Nice little spin move. Just keep working, keep fighting. 3-man pressure. Able to get Drake May on the ground. Really well done by the veteran nose tackle.
A little surprised NC State wouldn't call a timeout with Carolina 3rd down and 14, but we'll see what May does here. He's sacked back at the 21-yard line. Davin Van. Now the Wolfpack will call a timeout.
Well, there were 6 sacks a week ago for Georgia Tech. Some were on the O-line, some were on the quarterback. But Spencer Rollins has struggled at times this year in pass pro. Watch the dip here by Davin Van. Just that dip, that rip, continues to run the hoop. That's the old hoop drill. Keep running, and nowhere to go for Drake May down the field. It's an excellent job by Davin Van, just continuing to work and get a big sack here late in this first half.
8 sacks in the last 2 games of Drake May. And a few of those you could put on him. Not sure about that one there. Everybody covered downfield again.
How are you on the hoop drill? The little figure 8 hoop drill. I bet you were really good turning that corner, bending, right?
Well, and I probably would have worn a number in the 40s too. You know,
no question, right? Yeah.
I know you were a 90s kind of guy.
Absolutely.
You know, old school wearing the 90s, but you got.
What does 40s mean? What does 40s mean, Dave?
Well, the guy who just made the plays wearing a 40.
Dave definitely strikes me as somebody in the 40s, no question. But a good stop nonetheless by NC State.
I mean, it's usually a long snapper number, I guess, is probably why I threw it out there. Here's Thomas on the return. He's got some room. And out of bounds. They got plenty of time. A timeout. 40 seconds to go, and they've got a very good kicker as well, who has not missed, by the way, all year. This Sunday, NFL Countdown Crew has you covered for Week 12, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And then Monday Night Countdown, getting us set for Steelers Colts. And speaking of the Colts, Jeff Saturday is here today. He is the interim coach, of course, of the Indianapolis Colts, who have been our colleague at ESPN. His son, Jeff, graduating today. And Jeff, who played for Mack Brown the first time around. I was shocked. I forgot that Jeff Saturday was undrafted coming out of North Carolina, as good a player as he was.
He was great. I played against him a couple different times. Excellent player. Did a nice job as head coach.
Finley throws complete to Lassane. Did not get the first down, so the clock is moving here. 30 seconds and counting. Christopher Dunn's long is 53. But they got to get a little bit closer here, taking a lot of time off the clock. Finley to the sideline. It's caught. First down for Rooks and out of bounds to stop it with 20 seconds to go at the 35-yard line.
That's really well done there by Finley. Understanding the situation. Well, I thought they got that first down, so they came up short of the first down.
Wow. Right. But he did go out of bounds, so clock stopped nonetheless.
Surprised me if you see a run here by Jordan Houston just to get the first down. Finley checking here at the line of scrimmage.
Got a timeout, and you get the ball coming out of the locker room.
Great kicker as well.
And they do get it. Houston, so the clock will stop to reset the chains. They're not going to call the timeout. It'll start again on the ready for play.
We'll clock it right here.
So 14 seconds to go. Second down, just outside the 30-yard line. Christopher Dunn, their kicker, has tied the all-time ACC record for points with 2 extra points in this game. And he's made 21 field goals and 21 tries this year, the second ever in FBF history to start a season 21 for 21. We'll see if he gets a chance to add to NC State's lead.
Be smart if you're Ben Finley right here. You're in field goal range.
Finley, and it's pulled in inside the 15 by Sebro. First down, and he got out of bounds at the 12-yard line with 8 seconds to go.
How about this throw in tight coverage from Ben Finley to
NC State takes its final timeout of the half.
Wow.
Be a full timeout.
just been blown away with the poise and production of Ben Finley here today. He's been great.
So let's take a look in case you're just joining us at what happened to start the game. Jack Chambers, about a minute into the game after a long pass play, comes in, runs the ball in for a touchdown. Then some of what you're talking about, some great throws from Ben Finley. That made it 14-3. North Carolina came back with a rushing touchdown to make it 14-10. And now the Wolfpack threatening, out of timeouts, 8 seconds to go. How do you handle this here? You've got a quarterback who does have some experience, even though it's his first start. He played here at Chapel Hill off the bench a couple years ago. You probably have one shot, right, to the end zone?
One shot to the end zone. Can't take a sack. Throw it through the goalpost if nothing's there. I think the way he's dealing right now, though, give him an opportunity. See if he can put 6 on the board before we go in for halftime. But cannot get tackled in bounds. Got to be mindful of that play clock.
And don't get greedy.
Nothing's there, Tom. Just throw it away, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Out of the back of the end zone, line up, kick the field goal. You get the ball coming out of half.
Carter down here in the boundary. See if they cheat a safety over the top.
Finley throws, and there was nobody home. Maybe just threw that one away when he saw that there was nothing there. So 5 seconds left. Here comes Christopher Dunn, the kicker.
That's smart, man. Like, safety cheats over the top. Nowhere to go with that. He wanted to go to his big physical wide receiver Carter. Thought if he had man-to-man, maybe we'll take a shot as the safety rolls over, recognizes, and just throws it away. Very well executed and well done there to close out the half to set up this field goal by Ben Finley.
29-yard attempt for Christopher Dunn. And makes it look easy, splitting the uprights. He's 22 of 22 on the season. Could be a big 3 points going into halftime. 17-10. NC State leading at Chapel Hill. NC State 6-1 this season, when leading at halftime. Capital One halftime report. Kevin, Boog, Jesse coming up after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Arby's. Nightfall here in Chapel Hill, and you're watching the ACC on ESPN. Tar Heels trying to bounce back after a home loss last week to Georgia Tech, just their second loss of the season, and they trail NC State 17-10. The Wolfpack, despite starting its 4th different quarterback this year, leading on the road. Carolina's already secured a spot in its first ACC title game since 2015. We'll play Clemson next week. NC State trying to finish the season with 9 wins. That would include obviously a victory in bowl season. They won 9 games a year ago. NC State starting the second half with possession, got a field goal at the end of the first half to extend the lead to 7. Here's Julian Gray, long run, trying to get the edge at the 20 and push back at the 25 and out of bounds. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak in the booth. Tom Luginbill down on the field. Boy, the defense of North Carolina State, despite injuries throughout the year, Dusty, they've been consistently solid.
No question. We knew coming in they were billed to be, I thought, the best defense of the ACC. And Drake made a lot of drop 8, rush 3. And there's nowhere for Drake May to go with the football. He can't pull the trigger. And this pass rush with a 3-man rush, it's finding a way to get home, as we saw just before the break. Nowhere to go with the football, yet the pass rush relentless on Drake May. As poor a half as he's had all season. A big credit, that NC State defense.
Good job here by the North Carolina defense, stuffing Michael Allen at the point of attack. No gain.
I think that's one of the surprises to me, is the amount of success we saw Ben Finley have in that first half with 155 yards through the air. But the rushing attack, which thought coming in, talk with Tim Beck, Dave Dorn, that was going to be the key. We've got to be able to run the football. I expect NC State's going to still try to establish a line of scrimmage and see if they can run the football here in the second half.
To your point, Dust, only 22 rushing yards. Meanwhile, Finley has completed 13 of his last 14 through the air. And another completion to the 30-yard line to Lassane. Gain of 5. Here's Tom.
Well, guys, you saw NC State trying to come out and run the football, and Dave Dorn going to the locker room, very pleased with his football team, but doesn't feel like they'll win this game just dropping back and throwing it on every snap. Mac Brown, conversely, offensively, he says we've got to do a better job of protecting versus a three-man rush, taking what the defense gives us versus drop 8, and when the opportunity is there vertically, Drake May's got to get the ball out of his hand and take some shots.
Pull that trigger when it's there. No question. Great report there, Tom.
See what Finley does here in 3rd down and 5. He'll throw it. Quick pass. Incomplete. Going for Lassane. So a 3-and-out for NC State.
Really one of the few misfires that we've seen from Ben Finley. Nice job by Lassane sitting down and a good place. That ball behind him back to the inside. Lassane unable to come up that catch. And a good opening 3-and-out for the Carolina defense.
Noonkester to punt to Josh Downs, who's been really quiet. Just the one catch for a couple yards in that first half for Downs. Downs has to back up, field it, had his eyes at the 15, but makes a nice move. And dragged down at the 29-yard line by the long snapper, Joe Shimko.
You mentioned it, Dave. Josh Downs, 1 catch, 2 yards. He's been targeted 5 times. This Carolina offense just completely out of rhythm, out of sync. See if they can show up and flip the script here in this second half. But Josh Downs, to me, has to be an important piece of this passing attack here in the second half. One of the best receivers in all of college football, completely held in check in the first 30 minutes of this game.
He leads the conference in receiving despite missing 2 games. 77 catches. He had over 100 a year ago. A great chance to be a first or second round pick in the NFL draft. Throwing to the left to J.J. Jones, who was targeted often in that first half, and May has a completion for about 5.
Starting to do a better job sitting down in that zone coverage. See J.J. Jones sits down, and a nice quick find there by Drake May.
May was having a Heisman Trophy caliber season until last week. No touchdown passes for the first time, and a season low 202 yards. They're going to run Green straight ahead. He gets dumped by Isaiah Moore after a gain of 3 to bring up 3rd down and a yard or 2 here for North Carolina. The first adversity that Drake May has really faced in his young career, redshirt freshman who was lighting up college football until last week. The only losses for the Tar Heels were against Notre Dame and then last week to Georgia Tech. And it's not like they've had a great defense. May has been doing a lot of it on his own. Coming into today, counting for almost 40 touchdowns. They put him under center here.
Sneak here. Oh.
And the center gets pushed back. Corey Gaynor just got shoved back before he even snapped the ball. Look how fired up Gaynor is. He doesn't care that he just got put on his rear end.
That's huge right there. 3rd and short.
Offside. Defense with contact. 48. 5-yard penalty results in the first down.
Corey Durden had a monster first half, and just a little quick on the trigger there, and Corey Gaynor, an integral piece there at center, transferred in from Miami, really solidified things on the interior of that offensive line. A little jawing now, back and forth with Gaynor and Durden after that offsides.
Gaynor a transfer from Miami. Certainly helped May to have a veteran presence as your center. Fresh set of downs on the 43, and movement now by North Carolina.
False start. Offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Second penalty on the left guard, Ed Montelis. North Carolina seeking its first 10-win season since 2015. It would also be its second 10-win season in 25 years. But you think of the job that Mac Brown has done coming back to North Carolina. Obviously had success here the first time, won a national championship at Texas. But back here in Chapel Hill as this program pointed in the right direction. May's pass caught. 45-yard line, and out near midfield is Downs. Just his second catch of the day. Gain of 10.
Knew they're going to have to start getting Josh Downs involved. Really good catch here as he goes back inside. Strong hands. So quick and twitchy in short area spaces. As soon as he catches that football, eludes the defender, gets up the field. A nice pickup from 1st and long to 2nd and very manageable here.
Downs' dad, Gary, played at North Carolina State and then in the NFL. May flipping it downfield, and it's caught, but out of bounds. Antoine Green was out of play when he made the catch. Aiden White in coverage downfield for the Wolfpack.
Tried to slide that foot just a little bit too far on the outside. Yeah, pass just sailed a little bit there on Drake May. Nice route, really good coverage by Aiden White as well. Now in the field, those two have been battling all day, 3 versus 3. That's good on good.
Aiden White doing a great job of using the sideline as his 12th man and just forcing Green out of bounds.
There's a double move there, and he didn't bite on it. You're right, Tom. That's really well played.
He's got 4 picks on the year, including 1 for a touchdown. Designed quarterback run, and North Carolina State is all over Drake May. Drake Thomas gobbles him up at the 46-yard line for another big play out of the linebacker.
Well, it's Drake versus Drake. I think it's the ACC Offensive Player of the Year and the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. You see him just coming off the edge, recognizes quickly, quarterback draw. Nobody accounts for him. As sure a tackler as you'll see in the ACC, Drake Thomas with a nice 3rd down stop.
Leads the ACC in tackles for a loss and forces a punt here on 4th down. Thomas from the 13-yard line makes the first man miss and then knocked out of bounds around the 25. 41-yard punt, return of about 8 yards. Back to Chapel Hill in a moment.
Ain't coming back down. Yeah, I'm up on the cloud, ain't coming back down. I got a good feeling. I got a good
112th meeting, North Carolina State going back to 1894.
Mascots are kind of loving up on each other. It'll be a little bit more contentious between them.
Ball start. Offense, number 52. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Look at you trying to incite violence amongst the furry animals down on the field.
I'm just saying. I mean,
they've been working it for like 10 minutes now, by the way.
You can't tell me a wolf would be that nice to a ram. I mean, come on, Dave. Try to eat that thing.
I'm still full from yesterday. Darryl Jones, they're going to say incomplete, hit the dirt. Finley's been sharp for the most part today. And what could be a coming out party for him today. Again, a guy that's had some experience, but first start. Although Devin Leary, when he's healthy, he's going to be the guy next year, you would think.
If he comes back, if he's back, and he sure can. MJ Morris was excellent when he came in second half against Virginia Tech, as well as that win that they had against Wake. Tim Beck's done a nice job with these quarterbacks since Leary's gone out.
Here's a swing pass to Houston out in space and wrapped up by Power Eccles. What a great name, by the way. Eccles with a tackle at the 24th third down. You mentioned Tim Beck. He's been around Texas, Ohio State, Nebraska, programs with rich tradition. He said this rivalry, obviously said, look, Ohio State, Michigan's, and Texas, Oklahoma, but he said this one's up there in terms of the intensity and hatred that these teams have for one another.
Gene Chizik showing pressure here. See if they come after this young quarterback instead of just letting him sit back and throw the football.
They only rush 3. Finley's pass is caught, but short of the line to gain. Porter Rooks brought down at the 33. And North Carolina State, with a 7-point lead, will punt the ball on 4th down and 2.
Show the pressure inside. They bail out immediately. A lot of defensive backs on the field as they drop 8. Shift everything at the snap. Ball comes out quick, and it's a really good tackle. And then far boundary by DeAndre Boykins. Second straight 3 and out here to start this second half for NC State.
Josh Downs, nephew of Dre Bly, longtime NFL player, who is on the North Carolina coaching staff, played here collegiately. Lets this one bounce again at the 20-yard line. And they're going to say it's a touchback, it will come out to the 20. That was really dangerous by Downs there. Ends up being a 67-yard punt by Noonkester, but only a 47-yard net. (17-10) North Carolina State leading North Carolina. So I asked Dusty, full disclosure, during the break, all right, what's the biggest game, most impactful game of the college football playoff? He said, come on, man, it's too easy. Michigan, Ohio State. So how about an under-the-radar sneaky game that can impact the college football playoff?
I think right here on ABC tomorrow, Clemson, South Carolina in the ACC. With what South Carolina did to Tennessee, a lot of eyeballs. Clemson could have an impressive win, potentially. I think that one's got some teeth. And how about you? Speaking of teeth, that black shirt today. You know it's Black Friday. Dave will tell you with the shirt. I love it.
Keep your distance, Dusty.
May in trouble. Gets rid of the pass here with bodies all around him, incomplete. Tanner Ingle had some pressure that time and almost took down May. He's a big guy at 6'4", 220.
With Tony Gibson dialing up pressure, you'll see it come from both edges. And it's Peyton Wilson who's able to get home off the edge. And Wetz being strong right there. A nice job evading that pressure, just getting that ball out of bounds by Drake May.
He had Wilson early and Ingle late, both getting a shot in on May. They run it here off the left side. What a hit by Ingle, man. He is not afraid to come downhill and lay the lumber. He's only 185 pounds. It's not like this is a 230-pound safety. Got a handful of tackles now. Third down and long.
You see it on the tape, man. He's always coming downhill with bad intentions. First team All-ACC a year ago. He's had an excellent year this year. Man, that's how you come down and tackle a running back in the hole at the safety position.
So big third down and 9. North Carolina searching for an explosive play on offense.
Josh Downs, we'll see if they try to beat him up at the line of scrimmage. Inside receiver up top.
They bring some pressure. Pass is caught underneath, but not going to be a first down. Ball came out, but they ruled that Downs was down. Fourth down. And Carolina will punt it away.
That's kind of in the name of this game. Catch tackle. It's such a good tackling team for NC State. And as Josh Downs sets that route down a couple yards shy of the chains, you know, typically he's able to evade that initial defender, but it's been a rarity here today against this Wolfpack defense.
How many 1-minute drives have we seen from North Carolina in this game? A ton. This is the 8th punt already with the Tar Heels. This was an offense that could not be stopped for most of the season. Good punt, fair catch signal made by Thayer Thomas on the NC State 28.
And now let's take a look at today's hardest working player, brought to you by Duluth Trading Company. It's going to be Ben Finley so far. The redshirt freshman making his first ever start has been excellent, especially in the first half. Perfectly placed football to freshman Terrell Timmons for the touchdown. How about this before the half? Cover 2, sees it, hits the corner out, perfectly placed football, gets him into field goal range. What a start to this game.
And Finley on the money again. Devin Carter past the 40-yard line to the 42. Another on-target throw for 14 yards.
Yeah, now they move the pocket, just roll him out to his right. The timing was perfection as Devin Carter works back on the comeback. Ball perfectly placed, and Devin Carter has had a huge presence in this game. Now 3 catches for 76 yards.
And Ben Finley has been on target. He's been poised and, most importantly, decisive. He doesn't guess for a young player.
17 completions. That's a new career high. Previous was last week when he had 16. He'll throw it again, and it's caught again by Carter in North Carolina territory to the 45-yard line. 12 more yards through the air. North Carolina State into Tar Heel territory.
So the play action here, you see the linebackers, Power Echols evades the middle of the field. Also Cedric Gray at play action brings up the second level defenders, opens up the middle of the field, and another strike from Ben Finley.
Finley from Phoenix, Arizona, Paradise Valley High School. Came off the bench in the game here 2 years ago. North Carolina State got beat. He threw 2 picks in that game, played just 3 games last year. In trouble here, ball's out, it's still down. NC State may have gotten it back. Dylan McMahon reached out. The big guy looked looked like he grabbed it. Finley fumbles it, but his center recovers it. I don't know how he got it.
Wow. What a job by Dylan McMahon.
Although North Carolina, Travis Shaw is holding on to the ball.
Can't tell who was able to get on top of that. Ball's out. It's on the ground. Looked like McMahon got it. Who knows what's happening underneath that pile down there?
You see number 4, Travis Shaw, trying to rip it out, but I think McMahon had secured it. Almost impossible to overturn the call on the field here with video review, so NC State keeps possession, 2nd and 15.
What disaster avoided there for NC State on a bad exchange there between Finley and Allen.
Finley with time, waiting, throwing, caught. Darryl Jones, and immediately thrown out of play by Power Eccles. So 3rd down and long coming up here for the Wolfpack.
Nice job by Power Eccles, staying with the wide receiver, zone coverage, right there in his hip pocket, escorting him out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. Big bodies coming off the field. A lot of defensive backs out there right now for North Carolina. Saw them just drop 8 earlier. Showing that pressure again. They're going to bail.
And North Carolina State just going to run it on 3rd and 15, and Michael Allen gets about 11. So 4th down and 4. We'll see if Dave Doran goes for it here. The offense is staying on the field.
I like this.
And that's why you call that play, though, right, guys?
Yep.
You bring in Dilworth, you brought Power Eccles off the field. You're a little bit smaller out there defensively, and they run it right at him. Here they go.
4th down and 4.
Some confusion in the Carolina secondary right now. Guys looking around, talking. I like this mindset here by Dave Doran.
NC State letting them off the hook, though.
Finley with a quick throw. It was behind the receiver, but caught for a 1st down by Porter Rooks to the 30-yard line. That's a huge conversion as NC State looks to go up 2 scores on this drive.
Look how much space they're giving. So much cushion on 4th and short. You got to close that distance there. Easy pitch and catch for Ben Finley. He locates yet another target, Porter Brooks.
We were talking with Dave Doran this week about analytics. His coach in college at Drake, Rob Ash, was one of the fathers of analytics. And Coach Doran said, I read the book, I follow it, but sometimes I go by feel. Not sure if that was analytics or feel on 4th down and 4. Finley looking for the throwback, and the pass was high. Trying to hit Sebro, the tight end. 2nd down and 10, 2:44 remaining in the 3rd.
He had him, just overshot his tight end. I'm going to tell you what, they have tried multiple times to hit that wheel route. Michael Allen's ran the wheel many times, and if you go back to last week against Georgia Tech, it's an area North Carolina really struggled identifying backs out of the backfield. They've been much better in that regard so far here today.
Second and 10 at the North Carolina 30. Run play, Allen to the 22-yard line. That's a big gain again on the ground, about 8 yards. And now flags come in with pushing and shoving after the play. 2nd or 3rd time we've had extracurricular activity.
You're going to get Derek Eason potentially blocking after the whistle.
He's the starting right guard with the center Grant Gibson out. Dylan McMahon moving over to play center.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Offense number 53 for late knockdown. The down counts will be 3rd down.
Dusty, somebody who played in a lot of rivalry games at Oklahoma, whether it was Bedlam or OU Texas, as a lineman, how hard is it to keep your cool in these situations?
It's tough, man, because, you know, it's a physical sport. It's a physical game, but running back is down. And you see Eason, he's engaged in that block, but clearly the whistle's blown, the play's over. He's got to find a way to shut it down. If the whistle hadn't blown, that'd just be a good old-fashioned pancake, and you get a pat on the back from your coaches and your teammates, but instead it's a very, very costly penalty.
Yep, now it's 3rd down and 17. They ran it on 3rd and 15 and got 11 yards last time. They'll run it again in a broken tackle. Allen inside the 30, submarine to the 28. It'll be 4th down and about 7, and now North Carolina State will bring on the field goal team. Christopher Dunn has made all 22 of his attempts this year. Be about a 44-yard try.
Well, I like the way Michael Allen's running the football here on that drive. You can see 25, Kamen Rucker come inside, almost create a tackle for a loss, but an easy shrug from Michael Allen. He gets to the perimeter and sets up this very makeable field goal for Dunn.
The all-time leading scorer in ACC history, Christopher Dunn, has not missed a kick all season. Until now, wide left, and it remains a one-score game.
Good going, Dave.
Mac Brown loves it. Dave Dorn somewhat in shock, not accustomed to seeing Christopher Dunn miss field goals, and this ball just barely bends off to the left. He pulled it just a touch. Would have been a huge field goal to put him up 10. Now still a one-score game. And Mac Brown knows very much within striking distance.
But here's the problem. If you're North Carolina, the offense has been able to do nothing in the second half. But Drake May does have 6 come from behind second half wins. That's the most of any quarterback in the country. Maybe with a little momentum. We're going to run it. Hampton wrestled to the ground by Peyton Wilson. Just 2 yards off the left side.
There's that counter once again. Well played this time there. Once again, this time it's a cornerback. Shaheem Battle coming up and making a nice tackle. Tackling is a lost art in college football.
Not with this team.
That's what I'm saying, Tom. It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
To watch a team that can tackle and get ball carriers on the ground the way this defense does.
Inside a minute to go here in the third. Second down and 8. Play action pass. May with pressure in his face. Underthrows. Josh Downs. So third down and long coming up.
It's Drake Thomas once again on the pressure coming around. Drake May unable to step to that throw. Well short of his intended target. And he is just having all kinds of issues against this defense and not getting to a rhythm. Completely taking him out of his game.
3 for 11 on third down today. They're 12th in the country coming in because of some of the heroics of May. See what he does here on third down. He's got a completion and a first down to Josh Downs past the 40-yard line. So Downs starting to make some plays here after just one catch in the first half.
Huge third down conversion. Josh Downs, really nice route right there. You see kind of a little stanky leg there.
Come out on the field for an injury to the defense.
Goaded the defender into that. Tayshawn Smith like he was going to take it up the field and breaks it off inside. A nice find from Drake May.
And Smith shaken up on the play. Don't forget later tonight on ABC we have another college football game for you. 16th ranked Florida State taking on Florida. That's a terrific rivalry. And then tomorrow night number 6 USC hosting Notre Dame. Both games beginning 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app. Obviously huge for SC, trying to prove to the committee that they belong in the college football playoff. Do you think if USC wins that game and wins the Pac-12 championship that they played themselves into the top 4? Or do they need some help?
They should be in my estimation. When you look at the way they close out to beat UCLA on the road in that rivalry matchup, a Notre Dame team that the committee really respects, who's already got a win over Clemson, over this Carolina team. And then, you know, whoever they wind up playing in that Pac-12 championship, whether it's Oregon, if Oregon wins, they're in. I mean, yeah, I think they deserve to be in. And Caleb Williams, I think he's the best player in America right now.
Chief, only somebody on this crew had picked USC to make the college football playoff.
Hey.
Oh, here we go. The black shirt is out.
I think it's the mob boss that I'm working with here. I get called by you, Mr. Pash.
Next Sunday, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff matchups in the Fiesta and Peach Bowls to be played on New Year's Eve on ESPN. Reese and the guys will also unveil all the New Year's 6 bowl games and the final top 25 rankings in this 4-hour special, which all starts at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, after Sunday NFL Countdown, ESPN and the ESPN app.
It's an impressive win before our game today by Tulane. How about that job Willie Fritz has done? Punching their ticket to the American Conference Championship and going to host that game next week. If UCF wins tomorrow, they'll play them. And talking about, you know, some of those New Year's Six games, obviously the highest ranked group of 5 teams. So if Willie Fritz can take Tulane from a 2-win team to winning their conference and into a New Year's Six, just what a tremendous coaching job that's been.
Yeah, that's next Saturday on ABC. Don't know the opponent just yet. So asked you about USC, if it controls its own destiny in your mind. Yes. Is there a team that doesn't, that needs some help, that's in that top 6 or 7? I mean, obviously LSU's got 2 losses. That's an obvious one. But anybody else?
I mean, Clemson, they're just on the outside. I think they need some help, but I don't think that they're completely out of play in that regard. You know, I mean, obviously the loser of the game tomorrow between Ohio State and Michigan, they would need some help to, in my estimation, to get themselves back into play. But there's some big games here tomorrow, next weekend. Still a lot left to unpack.
But it's just weird because you have to think that 2 teams that are in the top 4 can lose and still get into the college football playoff. May back to work after the long injury timeout to run play here to Green, crossing midfield and into NC State territory. It's been a while since they've crossed the 50. Gain of 9 before Drake Thomas gets him down.
I like that piece of running right there between the tackles. See Kamari Morales get out in front as a lead blocker. They need to get the ball back to Elijah Green. He was such a key cog in the first half. Get him going here in the fourth quarter.
Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Start of the fourth quarter here in Chapel Hill in this great rivalry in North Carolina between the Heels and the Pack. NC State up 17-10. North Carolina's Drake May has been sensational all year, but he has struggled since halftime of last week's game against Georgia Tech. Only 182 yards of total offense for the Tar Heels today. This is the first time they've crossed midfield in 20 minutes of game time. On 2nd and 1, they're going to keep it on the ground with Green. He's got the first down inside the 45. This is a great opportunity for the freshman Drake May, whether it's throwing it or just handing it off, but to lead a team down the field here and try to pull off another comeback.
And he has been sensational all season in these moments. Even the loss to Georgia Tech a week ago, even though it wasn't great, let them down, put the pass right where it needed to be on 4th down to take the lead late in that game. Obviously, there was a drop. It didn't happen. But in these situations, Drake May's been about as clutch as anybody in college football. We'll see if he can do it here on a big stage against their in-state rival.
Dad Mark played quarterback here at North Carolina for Mack Brown. Drake's pass caught inside the 35. Antoine Green able to get rid of a defender. And to the 27. Gain of 16. Green getting a lot of that after the catch.
Boy, it's a strike to Green, though. Very confident throw. Ball's out quick. How about Antoine Green? The strength fighting through the tackle. Aiden White can't get him on the ground. And a big play here to start this fourth quarter.
10 yards after the catch, and they're inside the NC State 30-yard line. Back to the run. Antoine Green in trouble, but able to get out of there and get positive yardage instead of losing 2 or 3. But again, Tanner Ingle catches up to him. 2nd down and long coming up here for North Carolina.
Elijah Green, that would have been a negative play. The fact that he even got any positive yards whatsoever, credit to him. But Tanner Ingle continues to come flying downhill to get the sophomore ball carrier on the ground.
2nd down and 9. Mentioned the terrific rivalry that exists between these 2 teams. A lot of talk during the season and before the season from coaches and players. Morales on the dump off. Out of bounds, shy of the 20. Going to bring up 3rd down at about 4. And maybe in 4-down territory. Still early. 2 minutes gone by in the 4th. Road team has won 6 of the last 9 meetings. NC State won last year in Raleigh, scoring 2 touchdowns in the final 30 seconds.
And Dave Dorn did not mix words this week with us. Told his team we need to finish, and you're going to feel better beating a team that you hate to close out the season. That's the mindset of this NC State team as they've come in here to Chapel Hill.
Let's see if they come after May here. They're going to. May hitches, now throws, and not on the same page with his receiver. Gavin Blackwell stopped his route. Do you take 3 points here? You got 12:31 to go, or are you going for it on 4th down?
I think I'd take the points here.
Mack Brown's over there talking to Sparky Woods.
What does that book say?
Yeah, what's that book say, Coach?
It looks like he's going to roll the dice and go for it. Boy, that was miscommunication there out there on the perimeter, Dave. I mean, it's just a completely misfire by the receiver, by the quarterback, one of the two. NC State's running on a couple of players here late.
You saw those great numbers for Drake May on 4th down. 8 completions, 4 touchdown passes. 4th and 4. May gets rid of it quickly. Receiver wide open. Morales first down. Inside the 10 and down to the 9. It's 1st and goal for the Tar Heels.
Wow, what execution here on 4th down. How about Kamari Morales? Going to be right here in the wing. Just going to the flats immediately. NC State, they were still talking and conversating right before that ball snap. Nobody identifies Morales in the flats. And the biggest first down of the game for the Tar Heels.
1st and goal on the 7. May, quarterback running trouble and taken down for a loss of about 4 at the 11-yard line by Devin Van. So they get off schedule once they get to 1st and goal on the 7. 2nd and goal now back at the 11-yard line.
Boy, Devin Van has been so good this year, disruptive. Watch the punch and extension he gets. Sheds the block and gets Drake May to the ground. Perfectly done by Devin Van, who got rave reviews from Tony Gibson, has really stepped his game up significantly throughout the course of this season. Big play there on 1st down.
Elijah Green running this time, and again, no running room. Maybe got a yard stretching out for it at the end. Engel and Moore team up on the tackle. It's 3rd and goal from the 10. And is in 4-down territory, depending on what you get here on 3rd down with 11:15 to go.
Antoine Green's down here in the boundary. Could easily see, try to throw a fade to Green.
Downs in the slot at the top.
Got Downs up there in the slot, yep.
13th play of the drive for North Carolina. Play action, May in trouble, bouncing off of defenders, moving to his left, now throws left side, it's caught but out of bounds. Incomplete pass. J.J. Jones was out of play. It's 4th and goal on the 10. And North Carolina will settle for the 3 points.
Well, Drake May tried to buy as much time as he possibly could. He takes a shot as he delivers it just outside. Tried to drag the foot. Couldn't drag it. Out of bounds. Good try there by J.J. Jones. He did everything he could to keep that foot in the end zone. That pass sails wide. And a big stop for the Wolfpack defense.
27-yard try for Noah Burnett. Hit a 36-yarder earlier in the game. And misses that one. Wow. Pushed it wide to the right. So it remains 17-10. Big miss by Burnett. So they get nothing out of maybe their best drive of the day. And they're still down 7 at home to NC State early in the 4th. Still, though, 10:37 left. So Noah Burnett misses a field goal that would have cut the deficit to 4. But still need more out of Drake May and company. You see the numbers. Meanwhile, Ben Finley in his first career start. Throws complete here to the right side of Darryl Jones. Gain of about 5 on the play. Again, if you're just joining us, Devin Leary was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year. About midway through the season, suffered a pectoral tear that cost him the rest of the year. They went to a true freshman, N.J. Morris, the first true freshman quarterback to start at North Carolina State since Phillip Rivers back in 2000. He's been hurt. Jack Chambers started a few games. Then Ben Finley came off the bench, provided a spark, yet in defeat last week, but earned the starting job and has played brilliantly. Just throws it away here. Could that be grounded?
Yes, it could be.
In the pocket. Officials are going to talk about it.
Be surprised if we don't see a flag here, Dave.
Receiver ran a slant, so there's nobody there where he threw it.
It's one of the first mistakes we've seen Ben Finley make in this ball game, guys.
Intentional grounding, offense number 10. So lots of down, respond to the foul, 3rd down.
Right, a guy with more experience probably moves outside the pocket before he throws it, right?
Correct, absolutely. And you saw Rucker there, 25. He buzzed out, dropped out into coverage, and was trying to rob the slant. So Finley had to hold the football. Pressure was coming, and he just throws it away. He doesn't move outside the pocket. Mistake there by the redshirt freshman. And this guy was a scout team quarterback a couple of weeks ago. And now he's here at Chapel Hill trying to lead his team to a huge win.
3rd and long. Pressure in the face of Finley, and the pass behind the intended receiver. Incomplete. Cedric Gray with coverage on Jordan Houston. So that's a quick 3 and out for NC State. And 4th down.
I think this might be a fumble, guys.
Right.
I think this might be a fumble. This ball goes backwards here by Ben Finley. Watch the football. Watch where it's at.
Boy, I don't know.
It is close. I don't know either.
They actually have said
That's what I'm saying.
it's a fumble.
Pass. It went out of bounds.
It is close.
They put the ball at the 2-yard line. Again, you have to have indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn the ruling on the field. That's why the ruling on the field is so critical here.
Plays under further review.
It is so close. Initially watched it live, I thought, man, that is very close. Seeing it on the replay really confirms that. A massive call coming up. Was it forward pass or was it a fumble? We'll find out.
College football on ABC is presented by Arby's. Arby's, we have the meats.
So they've overturned the ruling on the field of a backwards pass. It was a forward pass. You can see this pretty clearly here.
Yep. Standing on the 10, ball is clearly there at the 11. Pretty easy and quick review there once they took a look at it. Boy, Ben Finley, the first time we've seen him look like a freshman tonight, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, that grounding penalty after getting 5 or 6 yards on 1st down really hurt him. Newcastle to punt again. And he's been good until now. And this checks up. Wow. There's a flag down, though. It's down to around the 38-yard line. So a punt of only 18 yards. But there was some hand fighting downfield at about midfield.
I think the head linesman might call this one off, guys.
Well, this would be huge for North Carolina if they do pick the flag up and they get possession at the 38. Again, an 18-yard punt.
A lot of discussion out there.
And when the flag was initially thrown, the head linesman immediately went to the official that threw the flag.
Jalen Brooks is the young man in question, I believe.
He's pleading his case to Mac Brown, saying he didn't do anything wrong.
See what they say.
After further conversation, there is no foul on the play. It'll be North Carolina football, 1st down.
So the Tar Heels, who just missed a field goal, get another chance to tie the game with 9:41 to go. Let's go to Kevin in the studio.
Okay, time now for our AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship. Number 18, UCLA in trouble at Cal here, Jesse.
And Jack Plummer, the Purdue transfer at quarterback, doing a really nice job working through his progressions in this game. He's already thrown 3 touchdowns.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson, he is the workhorse for the Bruins, Boog.
I love it. Empty formation, looks down, nobody's open, takes off, doing what he does best, run the football.
21-17, second half about to start. Cal with the lead, Dave.
All right, guys, 17-10 here. North Carolina State leading. Drake May fires complete. And breaking a tackle, Antoine Green down to the 20-yard line. Check that J.J. Jones on the catch. It's a gain of 18 to the 20.
Well, talk about going up and getting it when you need it. This pass away from the framework, goes up with strong hands, secures that catch, and quality yards after that outstanding grab for Jones. A couple of drops he had early. Remember, you go back to the first quarter. Well, he paid it off there with a very, very nice snare.
Approaching the 9-minute mark here in the 4th quarter in Chapel Hill. The run Green, got some room. Nice open field tackle by Peyton Wilson at the 16-yard line. So a gain of about 4 for Elijah Green, who had just 69 carries all season coming into today. He's got 18 attempts in this one, including a touchdown. 8 touchdowns this season, all in the last 6 games.
Like the hesitation, and I like the jump cut there, making the initial defender miss.
May holding onto the ball, now sidearms it complete across the middle. And Green inside the 15, down to the 13. Van on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
You'd like to see him get north and south right now. Started running east and west, and Antoine Green's been a key piece catching the football here today, but catches that ball, runs backwards. Thought if he would have just turned lower to shoulder, he would have been close to getting to the sticks. Another big 3rd down here. Josh Downs, typically this is where they go in these spots.
NC State bringing pressure. May in trouble, steps up, takes off, inside the 10, into the end zone, touchdown, North Carolina. He's their leading rusher, and he just hit pay dirt as a runner for the 6th time this year. The Tar Heels with a chance to tie the game with a point after.
We've talked all night about his mobility. You're going to see pressure come off the edge. Good job picking it up. And Drake May sees that little sliver of daylight, and he calls his own number. And then it's just a foot race, a nice little stiff arm as he takes into the end zone. Huge touchdown for Drake May in North Carolina.
That's the 40th touchdown that May has accounted for this year. Leads the country in total offense. Meanwhile, Isaiah Moore, important player for NC State on defense, is banged up. Drake May leading the country and come from behind second half wins with 6. And he just led the team down the field. Chance to tie the game with a Noah Burnett point after. Keep in mind, Burnett, granted the angle was much different, just missed a 27-yard field goal on the last possession. That was from the near hash mark, though. And Burnett buries that one. We're tied. A flag comes in.
There is a flag on the play.
This could impact field position depending on where. Oh, it's again Shaheem Battle of North Carolina State. Looked like he was in the backfield.
Kicker took a shot.
North Carolina's going to be kicking off near midfield. If that's the case.
Running into the kicker. Defense number 25. That penalty's declined. He's up to the try.
Oh, so it's running into the kicker, and thought if it was roughing, then maybe they'd take it on the kickoff, but running into, so it's declined. Yeah, a little bit of an acting joke.
Okay, maybe that,
yeah.
Not so much of a shot as
right.
he was acting like he got shot.
All right, our Aflac trivia question. Mack Brown is one of 5 active FBS head coaches with a national championship. Who are the other 4? I'm just going to throw Nick Saban out there just so we don't have to start thinking about that one.
Come on.
Right, so who are the other 3?
Challenge us.
Well, Kirby Smart won it last year.
Right,
Dabo Swinney.
Who are the other?
Dabo Swinney's won 2.
You got 1 left then. I'll give you a hint. He's kind of struggling right now.
Kind of struggling right now.
And he's at a different school than when he won the national championship.
Jimbo Fisher.
Oh, that's right, at A&M. Goodness gracious. 2 from the ACC.
So 7:53 to go. NC State going to get the ball back. We're told that Storm Duck, starting corner, is done for the day. So that's 3 starters in the secondary who are out. There was one of them that was out, Tony Grimes, coming into today. Cameron Kelly and Storm Duck. Cameron Kelly and Storm Duck both go down in this game. So that's 3 guys down now. Let's answer the Aflac trivia question. Again, Mack Brown, one of 5 active FBS head coaches of the national championship. There are the other 4. We got it. Hopefully you at home did as well.
What do I win?
A handshake and a pat on the back. Does that work?
The opportunity to call a great rivalry matchup, 17-all. Hope everybody's had a happy Thanksgiving to this point. Probably on your 4th plate of food, sitting back and enjoying the show.
Hopefully you haven't spent too much money today on Black Friday. Ball on the NC State 25, midway point of the 4th quarter. New game. And they're going to run it up the middle with Michael Allen. And they get about 4 from the true freshman, who has been the go-to guy the last 4 games. He had only 10 carries all season until about 3 weeks ago, and now he's become their workhorse back.
Well, it's been a real story today. Gene Chizik's got to be proud of his run defense. They've struggled mightily at times this year. Only surrendered 46 yards on the ground to this Wolfpack team, and we knew coming in, Tim Beck told us, we've got to be able to run the football. North Carolina, they've been stingy against the run here all day.
Finley to the air on second down, and it's pulled in for a first down by Sebro. They're trying to rip it out. Now they blow it dead at the 38. First down for the Wolfpack.
Sebro just refused to go down. Continue to kind of just lean and churn forward. Nice pickup, and yet another good find there from Ben Finley.
That said Sebro. His brother Fred is a tight end as well. Said wears 47, Fred wears 48. Inside 7 minutes to play. New set of downs on the 38 for NC State. Play fake for Finley. Pressure in his face. Throws deep middle. Almost intercepted by Chapman.
Oh boy, Ben Finley can breathe a big sigh of relief here. Just potentially had his biggest mistake of the game. It's an excellent inside rush. Miles Murphy does a great job collapsing this pocket. Pressure right in the face of Finley, and he throws it up middle of the field. And Chapman does not accept the gift right there in his hands, and he's kicking himself. And Finley gets to live to fight another down.
I think it's the first time we've called Miles Murphy's name today. Finley back to throw. They're trying to set up a wide receiver screen, but it's read well. Marcus Allen, a true freshman, with the tackle on Michael Allen. A loss of about 5. It's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Well, you documented and talked about the injuries. Insert a true freshman, and boy, he comes up with a huge tackle for loss. Screens really hurt North Carolina a week ago against Georgia Tech. Gene Chizik said, we worked on it all week. We had to get better. Great recognition, great tackle, setting up 3rd and very long. Seen Carter be the go-to guy for a lot of today. He's top of your screen.
Finley's pass batted up into the air, and it's caught by an offensive lineman. Chandler Zavala out to the 34-yard line. I think it was deflected by Michael Allen, the running back. Officials are having a conversation about this. I think because it was tipped. Shouldn't be an issue with an offensive lineman catching the football downfield.
Definitely hit 24 right there on his elbow. Allen wasn't even ready for it.
Officials are still talking with the flag down.
After further discussion, there is no foul for illegal touching of the football. 4th down.
NC State will punt it away. 5:44 to go. North Carolina will get it back with all of its timeouts.
Wow, big stop there by the Carolina defense. Give Drake May and this offense the ball back one more time. Gene Chizik got to be fired up. And by the way, back to our Aflac trivia question. I know he's not a head coach, but Gene Chizik also won a national championship back in 2010 at Auburn. So maybe we can add one more to the list, but proud of his defense and the effort they gave there on that crucial possession.
Won it with Cam Newton as the quarterback.
The previous play is under further review.
So they're going to look at this to see if it was deflected at all by a North Carolina player. Assuming that's it, right? They're looking to see if a North. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. So ruling on the field stands. It was deflected by an NC State offensive player. Here's the punt. Downs is the deep man, signaling for the fair catch. Has it around the 28. There is a penalty marker down.
Flag came out immediately, Dave, as soon as that ball was snapped.
It's on North Carolina.
Let's take a look at that last Drake May touchdown. They're going to bring the pressure. Tony Gibson dials up. Watch
Legal
Elijah
formation
Green, the running
on
back,
the
pick up
defense
that
of the 15
pressure off the
lined up over
edge.
the center.
Gives Drake May the opportunity to run. And then it's Drake Thomas, Drake May. We featured him all game. Drake May with a little stiff arm. Off to the end zone. Huge play on what's been a pretty pedestrian day for Drake May to step up in that spot and make that touchdown run to tie this game up. Absolutely huge. And how about the job by our guy Lou Russo drawing up those plays, diagramming it. Beautiful. Played some wide receiver also at LaSalle High School for Phil Longo. So well done there all the way around.
A trip to New York, perhaps, and the Heisman Trophy ceremony hanging in the balance for Drake May, who almost seemed assured a spot in New York City before last week. He scored the game-tying touchdown with a run. See what he does here in this drive. Going to hand it off to Elijah Green off the left side. No running room whatsoever. In fact, he lost a yard. Corey Durden, the nose man, makes the hit at the 26, a loss of 1.
Durden's been a monster in the middle of that defense all day long. Just so tough to move. A good battle going on between him and Corey Gaynor.
So tough
this game.
Yeah, so tough to get to the linebackers, Dusty. You know that playing tackle.
Second down and 11. May to the air. Here comes pressure off the edge. May sensed it, steps up, dangerous pass, and it's intercepted by Tanner Ingle. A huge pick by the Wolfpack inside the Carolina 30. Drake Thomas came with pressure. May saw it and don't know if it got tipped at the line or just a bad throw, but Ingle with the interception.
Well, this Wolfpack defense, it's been ferocious and relentless all night. Drake Thomas going to come around the edge, never stops, never quits. May tries to get out of it, steps up. I think 45 Van might have got a hand on it. And then it's an outstanding job there by Tanner Ingle, who's been all over the field in the run game with a crucial interception here. Wow, one hand brings it into the body, and the Wolfpack in business after the takeaway.
What a play.
Only the 5th interception thrown by Drake May. Ingle has been all over the field today. First team All-ACC a year ago. And NC State with 4:46 to go takes over inside the 30, looking to retake the lead. Going to keep it on the ground with Jordan Houston. Power Eccles tackles him at the 26, a pickup of 3.
Back to that play. Talk about team defense, Dave. You got Drake Thomas, the blitzing linebacker, Davin Van, the defensive lineman, getting his hand up, and then the safety, Tanner Ingle, making the play. All 3 levels affected that takeaway in such a crucial spot in this game. And remember, though he's missed the kick earlier, one of the best kickers in all of college football and best kickers in the history of the ACC, Christopher Dunn, they're waiting for the Wolfpack.
Play action pass downfield, and it's incomplete. Carter couldn't hang on. Legend Cavazos does a good job defensively there. So it's 3rd down and 7.
That's excellent there by Cavazos. Undercuts that route. I thought it was going to be there for Carter. Really nice job getting the left hand in there and creating the pass breakup.
Christopher Dunn, the kicker for NC State, had made 22 in a row. All 22 of his attempts until the last time on the field he missed a 43-yarder. From here it would be about a 43-yarder. But still, 3rd down and 7. They have yet to convert on 3rd down this half. Finley back to throw, looking down the sideline, back shoulder, it's caught into the end zone. Devin Carter, touchdown NC State. What a throw by Finley in his first start. He has outplayed the Heisman Trophy candidate Drake May for the most part throughout this game.
Sensational job right here by Ben Finley. Back shoulder where only his guy can make a play on this football. It's a stutter and go, and Cavalos doesn't even bite. Strong hands by Devin Carter. Cavalos never was able to turn around and locate the football. Perfect placement of that ball. Wow, what a play. What a touchdown pass.
They take advantage of the turnover by May. They strike quickly. North Carolina now down 7, 3:54 to go. 2 touchdowns passing for Ben Finley.
Devin Carter's been excellent all game. Isolated up top into the boundary. You see the stutter and go. Cavallos plays it pretty well. He's in good position. Ball a little bit underthrown, back shoulder. And it's a fantastic adjustment by Devin Carter to bring that pass in and walk into the end zone. We talk about turnovers all the time. They're important, but what do you do with the football after the turnover? The Wolfpack defense takes it away from Drake May, and boy, Ben Finley pays it off. A huge touchdown pass.
You talked about the team defense, right? You had Drake Thomas off the edge. You got another guy deflecting, hitting the arm of the quarterback. A third guy making the interception, and then they cut it loose with Ben Finley throwing it perfectly to Devin Carter for the go-ahead score. But still plenty of time for the Tar Heels. It'll come out to the 25, but first let's go to Kevin in the studio.
Daytime now for the Mayhem Moment, brought to you by Allstate, the duel in the desert. Here's the situation. Arizona up by 3. Arizona State picked off. Trenton Bourguet, Isaiah Taylor is there, and then the celebration for the Wildcats. Here comes the Mayhem on the field. And Arizona will get the Territorial Cup 38-35. They hold on. Meanwhile, Billy Napier, first Florida State experience, coming your way in less than an hour. Prime time on ABC. The Gators and the Seminoles. Back to you, Dave.
All right, Kevin. And in this rivalry game, it's the road team, NC State, leading by 7, but one more chance, at least one more, for Drake May, who's been sensational. ACC Offensive Player of the Year candidate, Heisman Trophy candidate. Let's see what he does after the interception. First down from the 25. May over the middle, and it's caught for a big play out to the 45 to the tight end, Brian Nesbitt.
Been waiting for Nesbitt to step up and make a play. Typically so good over the middle of the field. Zone coverage as soon as he clears the backers. Drake May finds his big tight end.
Going up tempo. May with time, everybody covered. Now May checks it down. Past midfield is Elijah Green, and to the NC State 43-yard line for another first down.
This looks like the Drake May we've seen all year. Ripping it up the seam to his tight end, moving around, finding a target in the flats, and then very quickly, North Carolina past midfield.
Isaiah Moore has been banged up a couple times in this game and injured once more. Don't forget, later tonight on ABC, you got Florida State. Tomorrow, ABC, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, ABC, ESPN app. It's USC and Notre Dame. And, of course, a ton more great games throughout the day on the ESPN networks. Starting tomorrow at noon, College Game Day obviously precedes. Some boos here from the North Carolina fans. They didn't like to see the injury by Isaiah Moore stop the momentum of North Carolina, which moved down the field pretty quickly in 2 plays all the way to the 42 of NC State.
I think it was Tanner Ingle, too. I think it was multiple Wolfpack players. Tanner Ingle being helped off the field.
Don't need him going down.
Oh, man. He's been such a key piece to this defense.
Dusty, you talk about this tempo. You know, I think this is North Carolina's comfort zone. They just haven't been able to make any plays to go into tempo.
May off play action, looking deep, airing it out, got single coverage, incomplete. Trying to hit Antoine Green. Aiden White, who's been really good in coverage all day, was there again.
Outstanding coverage down the field. Aiden White, big-time cornerback. The one thing we talked with Tony Gibson, balls in the air. We see corners in college football panic all the time. You can see right there, no panic whatsoever. He's in great position and forces an incompletion on the deep shot.
10 targets for Green, 7 catches. 10 targets for Josh Downs, just 4 catches. May in trouble, gets out of there. What a move that time. Good recovery, though, by Wilson to keep it at a 3 or 4 yard gain instead of maybe a first down or more. We already saw the athletic ability on full display on that touchdown run by May. We're at the 3-minute mark. 4 down territory for North Carolina. 3rd down and 7 at the NC State 39.
Had some success with Kamari Morales, 88 to tight end on the wing position. We saw him earlier in a crucial 4th down.
They have DJ Jones in a running back. They like to throw it to him. Here's pressure off the edge. Quick pass to the right is caught at the 35-yard line by Blackwell. But he's short of the line to gain. 4th down and 2. Wilson and White team up on the stop. Carolina has to go for it.
Huge play here for Drake May and North Carolina. Obviously got 3 timeouts. Can still get the ball back with a stop, but man, on the move here, you'd like to find a way to convert.
4th down and 3. NC State almost offside. Yes, they were. A free play. Here's Blackwell going up high, incomplete. NC State jumped into the neutral zone.
Defense number 24.
Derek Pitts, costly penalty. 1st down, North Carolina.
You've got to be anticipating a hard count in this spot. I get it. I've jumped off sides many a times, but you know the hard count's coming. Perfectly executed by Drake May. Pitts jumps, and that's a veteran center. As soon as that player moves off sides in the neutral zone, quick snap there by Corey Gaynor, drawing the flag.
He's played a lot of football. Grad transfer from Miami. 2:04 to go. 1st down at the 30. Made a throw again. Swings it out of the backfield to Elijah Green. Good open field tackle at the 27-yard line by Battle. Pick up a 3. Both teams with 3 timeouts. 2nd down and 7. North Carolina trying to get win number 10. It will be in the ACC championship game regardless of the outcome today. May running it, and May has a 1st down. And down to the 18. Clock will stop to reset the chains. They're in the red zone. Minute 34 on the clock right now.
Fake the swing screen to the field. Run quarterback draw back to the boundary. Well designed and executed there by North Carolina. You get your big left guard. Montelis out in front. Drake May moves the chains.
Elijah Green with the carry inside the 15. Knocked to the ground at the 13 by Wilson. Clock at 1:10 and counting. North Carolina and North Carolina State, for that matter, holding on to their timeouts.
Seems like Mac's okay with saying this is it. We're going to take this down. Going to be potentially the last possession, and no hurry whatsoever. The 3 timeouts in the pocket.
Now a timeout called by NC State with 50
NC
seconds
State
remaining.
takes its first time out of the half. The 30-second length.
So 2nd and 4 for North Carolina on the 17-yard line. 2nd and 5 actually. Dave Pash, Dusty Dvorak in the booth, Tom Luganbill down on the field. So how do you handle this if you're North Carolina? You got obviously the option with Drake May to run the ball.
Yeah.
We saw it on that last play. We also saw it on the touchdown.
No question. And, you know, Josh Downs, I just think about him. He hasn't had a big presence. He had the drop against Georgia Tech. Still think if you can find a way to get him open and deliver him the football, he's one of the best receivers in college football over the last 2 years. He would be a guy that, for Phil Longo, I'm trying to create some space, trying to create a play that gets him open and gives him an opportunity to make up for the unfortunate drop a week ago.
And Downs only has 4 catches on 10 targets in this game. Likely a high draft pick, 1st or 2nd round. He knows very well about this rivalry. His dad was a great player at NC State, Gary Downs, and played in the NFL.
Operates really good in small spaces. His short area quickness is phenomenal. Which obviously here, field shrinks as you get closer to the end zone. But Drake May as a runner, always an option in this area, as we saw earlier on the touchdown run.
Will NC State come after him? May from the pocket, moving to his left, keeping the play alive, and now just throws it out of bounds. He was very close to crossing the line of scrimmage, but did not. Still 3rd down and 5, obviously 4-down territory, 42 seconds left, trailing by 7.
I've seen this North Carolina team in these situations all throughout the year. More times than not, Drake May's been able to come up with the play to put Carolina in position to win.
Third down and 5. May to throw again. Pump fake. May moving to his left. Flips it into the end zone. Incomplete. And he had Downs. He had him. But a misfire. And it's 4th down with 36 seconds to go, down 7.
Oh, man, this is one Drake May wishes he could have back. Great route here by Downs. Comes open in the corner, and that ball just overshot of his intended target. You knew they were going to have to try to find a way to get Josh Downs open. They had that opportunity and weren't able to take advantage of it.
And again, this play here doesn't have to go to the end zone. Just got to get past the 8-yard line, get a first down. You have all your timeouts. There's plenty of time on the clock.
Dusty, that's the throw he made to Josh Downs last week and got the drop.
Another timeout by NC State.
NC State takes its second
One left
timeout
for the Wolfpack.
The 30-second timeout.
All right, so what do you expect here? 4th down and 5. You get May outside the pocket. He stayed in the pocket here the last 2 times and left on his own. Do you design something for him outside the pocket or no?
I think you leave him in the pocket and know that he has good enough feel that if pressure comes from the edges, he can tuck it and become a runner. Antoine Green, I think, is also a great option in this spot. He's got great size. We've seen him have a huge impact on this game here so far.
Well, Dusty, look, the ball's in the middle of the field as well, so it kind of limits your pocket mobility as a designed play because you don't have a wide side of the field.
They're going to put DJ Jones in the game and running back again. He's their 3rd down back. Even though it's 4th down, they do like to throw it to him.
He's good in protection, too.
Yep.
He's really good in protection, so that could be, want to keep him in just to help protect. I would expect dropping 8 in a 3-man rush here.
4th down and 5 for North Carolina, down 7. May, with time, moves to his right, ran into his own guy. Now throws back across the middle. Oh, what a catch by Nesbitt for a first down inside the 5. Clock will stop. They'll get rid of the chains, and then they'll start it on the ready for play. North Carolina does have 3 timeouts, but it looks like they're going to go with tempo here.
Nesbitt at 6'5", climbs the ladder. Huge conversion on 4th down.
The clock is moving for NC State to substitute. Clock is at 17. And now we have a stoppage of play. Boy, the officials, a timeout called by NC State. There was a player that ran on late after it looked like the official had placed the ball in for ready for play. One of the other officials didn't see it. I'm also surprised North Carolina just didn't call a timeout. They have 3.
And it looked like Carolina changed personnel, right? Because Elijah Green came into the game. So as the rules go, you have the opportunity to change your personnel. But to your point, when that happened, you should have called a timeout so that you don't waste any clock. Well, I tell you what, a 6'5", 230-pound tight end, he's always a good option in this area too. And Drake May, boy, cardinal sin, right, Tom? Rolling to your right, throwing late, back across against your body. Not supposed to do it, but boy, it paid dividends on this crucial 4th down to keep the Tar Heels.
Well, and what saved him too, Dusty, is he had a big target and he threw it high, right? So you give him a chance to go up and secure the ball.
Yeah, let him go make a play. Keeping this Tar Heels team alive in this ball game.
They're going to put 4 seconds back on the clock. North Carolina was trying to call timeout. They thought that either NC State was offside or that the substitution, one of the officials didn't see that the substitution had already passed. That time had already passed, and they had their guys on the field, and they were supposed to place the ball ready for play. 1st and goal from the 4. May dumping it off to Elijah Green. Got to get out of bounds. Fighting for yardage. He's out at the 2. Again, they have their timeouts, but really wasn't much there. 2nd and goal from the 2. 12 seconds to go.
12 seconds. Get your full allotment of timeouts.
Take a chance at running it here.
I think so.
Give it to 21, man.
That's what I'm doing. That counters work to perfection quite a bit of the day.
Yep.
Elijah Green.
They got 3 tight ends in the game here. Pitch to Green deep as he catches it at the 10, and he's knocked down at the 4. They got to call a timeout, and they do. With 8 seconds to go, it's a 2-yard loss, and Tanner Engel again, along with Betty, make the tackle at the 4.
And Betty's in for more. excellent job. They go trips to the boundary, and it's a quick flip. Haven't seen this all game long, and it's played perfectly by NC State. How about Tanner Engel? Game he's had here today. Plays off the block.
Guys,
Morales.
Dusty, we've seen NC State defender. We've seen so many negative plays. What do you think about the call to pitch it back that deep when they've been getting in the backfield so often in this game?
Not a fan. I did not like it. I was surprised we saw that. To your point, this is a aggressive, attacking defense. They did a nice job getting off those blocks, playing on the other side of the football. And it also took a while, too, with that pitch running outside. 8 seconds left.
They should have run split zone or counter, to your point, Dusty, and get downhill in a hurry.
I would have ran counter. I would have got big 63 out in front or pulled the backside. We saw Barnes and Rollin do a nice job earlier, open up a big path.
That's the 8th tackle for a loss. 8 seconds remaining. North Carolina down 7, 3rd and goal on the 4.
3 and 11 up top. Downs in motion now.
Play fake. May in trouble with 3 seconds left. Throws in. Caught for a touchdown by Copenhagen. They're a point after away from tying the game with no time on the clock. Drake May comes through again for UNC.
Wow! How about this throw, and how about this catch? John Copenhagen, we haven't said his name much at all. He missed last week. Unbelievable finish, as we're going to confirm that catch here in Chapel Hill. Did he secure that thing all the way through the process of the catch?
Catch for a touchdown. That plays under further review.
Looked like he did. Noah Burnett on for the point after. Remember, he missed a 27-yarder, but then came back and drilled an extra point on the last possession. Let's take another look here. If Copenhagen pulled it in, I thought he did live. It looked on our first replay that he had it.
Drake May's just so good on the move, rolling to his left, back across. Perfectly plays football. And how about Copenhagen? Full extension, lays out to bring that ball in. Wow.
If this is incomplete, but it's not, the game would be over because obviously there's no time left.
It's the best look here, Dave.
It's a catch. His first touchdown of the season. What a throw. Wait a second.
I don't know.
Hold on, guys.
I don't know.
Roll that back a second. Roll that back if you can. Did it hit the ground?
Well, I don't know.
And did he lose possession? If you guys can show us.
Did he have his hand underneath it?
It's hard to tell. Again, you have to have indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt to overturn the ruling on the field of a catch. It's hard to tell, does it hit the ground? Does he lose control and it hit the ground there? Or is it still in his possession? Watch this angle here. Does he lose possession? You start to see it slip.
Got the ball. Where's that bottom hand?
Did the ball hit the ground?
It sure looked like it hit the ground.
Did he have control?
Those are the football. I think this is going to be incomplete. And those are the football hit the ground.
Looked like he lost control.
And it helped him regain control. Wow.
Again, has to be beyond all doubt. And that angle, the other angle was great. Looked like it hit the turf and he lost possession of it. Game would be over. North Carolina State would win. It had us fooled. We thought for sure he had it. The only thing would be, is there a chance that time expired when it shouldn't have, and that maybe they put a second back on the clock?
The receiver did not maintain possession of the catch. It's incomplete. Please reset the game clock to 2 seconds.
So there you go.
Wow.
So they're putting 2 seconds back on the clock. NC State is celebrating as if it won the game, but they're putting 2 seconds on the clock. It's 4th down, one more chance for North Carolina.
That's the right call, ladies and gentlemen. They got this right. Replay worked. Valiant effort by May and Copenhagen. And that's right. Time on the clock. NC State was in full-blown celebration mode. They're running down the sidelines, and now they had to come back for a 4th down that'll decide this ball game. Incredible. Last year was nuts in Raleigh.
Drake May, who's been so brilliant all season long, with one last chance. Down 7, 4th down, 2 seconds left. May standing back of the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Antoine Green. No time left. Carolina a point after away from tying it up.
Well, Drake May saved his best for the last at the end of this ball game. Not very productive all game, and he comes up with no time left on the clock. As you see Antoine Green push this route up, it's a dig and a strike. Right on the number for a touchdown to potentially tie this game.
Again, Burnett missed a 27-yard field goal earlier, but nails that one, and we are going to overtime in Chapel Hill. Drake May, 41st touchdown accounted for. Trying to get to New York City, get the Heisman Trophy discussion. What a play. We go to overtime. Drake May, sensational down the stretch. A couple of great throws. The first one was dropped by Copenhagen. We thought initially that had tied the game, or at least put him in position to tie with an extra point, but then the throw to Antoine Green does just that. Each team gets one possession from the opponent's 25-yard line. Must go for 2 after a touchdown starting in the second overtime. Once we hit a third OT, if we get there, only 2-point conversion attempts. NC State won the toss, elected to go on defense first. So Carolina running the ball with Elijah Green to the left. And it's a gain of 4 down to the 21.
Elijah Green really had a nice day on the ground. Every yard is tough to come by against this Wolfpack defense. This little piece of running there on 1st down. How about Drake May? First 3 quarters of this game, 15 of 26, 116 yards in the 4th quarter. Threw for 110 and that game-tying touchdown. Wow, making a statement here at the end of this ball game.
On 2nd and 7, May to the sideline. It's caught by Downs, pushed out of bounds right at the 10, so it's 1st and goal. Shaheem Battle in coverage.
With a lot of cushion over there from Battle.
Yeah.
You've seen tonight NC State really be up, be physical with these wide receivers. Gave Josh Downs almost 8 to 10 yards of cushion and an easy pitch and catch.
Well, Dusty got a 6'2" corner over there matched up against an undersized receiver that's really good in short area. That might have been the reason for the cushion.
Just the 5th catch of the day for Downs. Antoine Green has been the go-to guy for May for the most part today. 1st and goal on the 10. And they're going to hand it off, and dumped in the backfield is Green for a loss of 4 or 5. Devon Betty, who's made a couple of plays in the North Carolina backfield. That's 10 tackles for a loss for NC State in this game.
And NC State bringing the house. Tony Gibson dialing up. Brought both backers off the edge, Wilson and Thomas. And then Betty up the middle. Selling out, anticipating an inside run. It paid dividends.
Betty has played a lot for an injured Isaiah Moore. Here is May inside the 10 and down to the 8. Wilson and Clark drag him down, so it is 3rd and goal from the 8-yard line for North Carolina. Here in the first overtime in Chapel Hill. North Carolina, regardless of the outcome, will play for the ACC Championship next week against Clemson. Their college football playoff hopes went away with a loss at home last week to Georgia Tech. NC State trying to get to 8 wins before the bowl game. 3rd and goal from the 8. Drake May on the rollout to his right. Looking, waiting, now throwing back of the end zone, and his receiver fell down. J.J. Jones was open in the back of the end zone. Van had pressure on May, and it's 4th down, and here comes a field goal try.
Yeah, and as Drake May rolled to his right, running out of real estate, You see Jones try to come open. That's just incidental contact with Fagan and him.
And so Noah Burnett, who missed a 27-yard field goal earlier in the game, on now for a 25-yarder to give North Carolina the lead. And the kick is good. NC State needs a field goal to tie and can win with a touchdown.
Well, that NC State defense had been on the field for a long time. That final possession felt like it took an hour. And then that opening possession, they bow their neck, they get the stop, force the field goal. And now it's Ben Finley's turn to play hero. A guy who was a scout team quarterback just a few weeks ago, but because of injury was the fourth man on the depth chart about a month ago, has been the starter. He's been great for the most part here today, and he's got the football in overtime with a chance to go on the road in Chapel Hill and slay their rival.
244 passing yards and 2 touchdowns for Finley. First time since 1953 that NC State has had to start 4 different quarterbacks this season. Finley to the air. Throws to the right. It is caught inside the 15 by Michael Allen, the running back, and it's a first down to the 13. So a gain of 12.
I like that route there. In combination, they put Julian Gray in the backfield and faked like they were going to throw a swing to him. Michael Allen faked like he was going to block and then kept taking his route up the field, and a nice find there by Ben Finley. Up top, you got Carter on a true freshman and Marcus Allen.
Going to hand it off to Allen inside the 10. Stacked up at the 9. Power Eccles in there first. Gain of 4. Second down and 6 coming up. NC State at one point this year was ranked in the top 10, but all kinds of injuries, not just the 4 quarterbacks they've had to use. On defense, they've lost key players at every level. On the offensive line, they don't have their starting center. Yet here they are fighting on the road. They had a 17-10 lead. North Carolina tied it. NC State went up 24-17. Carolina tied it again. And now we have a pre-snap penalty on NC State.
Offense, number 24. Second down.
It's on the true freshman back, Michael Allen, so it'll be second down and 11 now.
Dusty, you got to wonder if number 88 at some point here has to be a target on a jump ball in the end zone.
Yeah, look, Devin Carter has been the go-to guy.
Yep.
Up top in the boundary. They just moved Marcus Allen from over there over to the field. Got Cavazos working on him.
What about Thayer Thomas? He's been quiet, just 2 catches for 2 yards today. On second down and 11, Finley, pressure in his face, throws into the end zone, incomplete. And he was going for Thomas. Rucker was in the face that time of Finley. It is third down and 11.
And well defended down the field. An excellent job on the loop there by Kamen Rucker, coming inside, forcing that pressure right in the face of Ben Finley. Nice stunt there inside by the Carolina front.
First overtime, third down and 11, a field goal to tie, touchdown to win.
Press coverage up there in the boundary. They give a safety over the top.
Quick throw, back shoulder, incomplete. He was going for Devin Carter, and Cavazos, who's played so well for the injured Tony Grimes, made the play to force a field goal, try to tie the game.
You can just feel it coming. They don't bring a safety over the top. Cavazos getting good position, trying to get that head back around. They're both just kind of fighting, jockeying for position. And a big stop for Gene Chizik and his defense.
Christopher Dunn missed a 43-yarder that ended a streak of 21 consecutive made field goals. Looking to send this to a second overtime, and it's perfect. From 31 yards, we're tied at 27 apiece. Overtime number 2 coming up from Chapel Hill. All right, Kevin, and in this situation, in the second overtime, if there's a touchdown, you have to go for 2. North Carolina State will get possession first, and they run the ball. Jordan Houston up the middle, doesn't get much, maybe 2 yards. Ritzie was there for the Tar Heels, 2nd down and 8.
Called Ritzie's name earlier in this game. He's been stout along that defensive line, as has this entire Tar Heels defense. Stingy against the run. Mentioned Thayer Thomas earlier. I'm surprised we haven't seen him get the football. He's played so much ball for the Wolfpack. Be a crucial moment if he could get a look.
Finley to throw with time. Fires it complete to the 10. It's Coleman again, and he's out of bounds at the 8-yard line. A 15-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal for NC State.
It's Cavazos this time. He's given a lot of cushion. He's set back in that deep zone. And it's a great find by Ben Finley. Devin Carter shut it down. A nice pickup to get him inside the 10.
Carter has been the go-to guy for Finley throughout this game. 1st and goal on the 8. Going to keep it on the ground with Houston. He's down to about the 3-yard line. Don Chapman on the tackle. 2nd and goal. First overtime game between these two teams since 2018. That was also here in Chapel Hill, and NC State won the game that day 34-28. It's 27 apiece. 2nd and goal for the Wolfpack from the North Carolina 4. Got 2 tight ends in the game, and again Houston the running back. And Ben Finley in his first career start at quarterback for NC State. He's going to throw a fade, left side, jump ball, and incomplete as Darrell Jones could not bring it down. True freshman Marcus Allen, who's had to play a ton today because of all the injuries on the back end, broke it up.
Boy, it's a well-placed football by Ben Finley. That's an excellent job by Allen. Looked like he had the catch. He comes in, rakes with the right hand, and the ball comes out, creating the incompletion. That's a big spot for a true freshman who's having to step up due to injuries, making a play.
3rd down and goal on the 4. Finley from the pocket, steps up, lobs back in the end zone, incomplete. Cameron Walker, the intended receiver, and NC State will bring on the field goal team to try to take a 30-27 lead.
Kamen Rucker again off the edge. Really nice job with just a speed rush. He's their best rusher. Saw him affect the play on the first overtime. Affecting that play. Not a clean pocket for Ben Finley. No one's open. And he forces the incompletion.
21-yard field goal attempt from that right hash mark. Christopher Dunn gives NC State the lead, 30-27. North Carolina needs a field goal to tie. A touchdown would win. A turnover would mean that NC State would be victorious here in double overtime.
Wow, happy Thanksgiving. Feels like Christmas with a game like this. It's incredible. How much fun is this?
And we get, again, to watch one of the most talented young quarterbacks in all of college football take center stage with the bright lights here on ABC on Black Friday against his rival, coming off a tough game. By far the worst game of his career last week in a loss to Georgia Tech. Wasn't a great first half, Dusty, but he's really bounced back here in the second half and in overtime.
Wasn't a great first 3 quarters. It's really been the 4th quarter because though we're watching one of the great quarterbacks in the country, it's one of the best defenses in the country he's having to combat. They've had answers all day for the most part for Drake May. We'll see if Tony Gibson's bunch can come up with an answer here in the second overtime.
Elijah Green gets the touch here on first down. Pushback at the 23. Trying to run on that stout front 7. Corey Durden, the nose tackle, in there first. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And we've got an injured NC State player. It's Davin Vann who's down for the Wolfpack. And we asked Dave Doran this week, have you ever seen it this bad? And he said, a few years ago probably was worse, but in terms of the injuries, I think because of the quarterbacks it feels worse, that they're down to their 4th string quarterback essentially, although boy, Finley has played so well today. So you're North Carolina, Dusty, 2nd and 8. You're at the 23. How do you handle this possession? Obviously, you have that extra threat with Drake May as a runner.
No question, and the mobility, right? And he's so lethal, as we've seen, on the move. He can beat you from the pocket. He can beat you on the move, as has been on display. Look, I don't think you try to roll him out off the beginning of the snap. I think you allow him to assess the situation. If there's an open man and he's got a clean pocket, he's going to shred you. And then obviously if there's pressure and he needs to ad-lib and have somebody work to get open, he can do that as well. But, I mean, look, what we saw earlier in this game, Antoine Green, he's been a go-to guy throughout. Yep. And even Josh Downs. At the end of regulation, it was Josh Downs that he was looking to go to, was unable to find him. But to me, I look for either of those two guys in this spot. They've been the most reliable targets for Drake May all season. And I'd be surprised at some point if we don't see number 10 look their direction.
North Carolina trying to win the ACC title for the first time since 1980, and will get its shot next week against Clemson. Down 3 here in overtime, number 2. 2nd down and 8 at the NC State 23. A touchdown would win the game for the Tar Heels. It would be just the second 10-win season for UNC in the last 25 years. The other in 2015, the last time they won the Coastal. May's pass to Downs is pulled in inside the 20. They'll spot it at the 18 for a gain of 5. 3rd down and 3.
Ball out quick. See Josh Downs just sit down, play a little bit more of a deeper soft zone there for NC State. Sits down, locks up, but it's catch tackle like it's been most of the game against this Wolfpack defense.
Critical down here. Ooh, boy.
3rd and 3 at the 18-yard line. Green to the left of May. NC State bringing pressure. May gets rid of it to the end zone for Downs. Diving attempt. Incomplete.
We caught the ball, but the feet weren't in. You called it out. Pressure coming from the field. One-on-one. Downs working on Pitts, and that pass just sails too far. Unable to drag a foot or get anything in bounds. Sails wide, and it's going to force a field goal attempt.
What an effort.
Noah Burnett missed a 27-yard field goal in regulation, but made a 25-yarder in the first overtime, and now a 35-yard try to force a 3rd overtime. And Dave Doran going to call a timeout here and try to freeze him. 36-yard attempt officially is what we're looking at.
Of overtime.
So again, this was in regulation. 27-yard try from Noah Burnett. One of the reasons why Doran just called a timeout, because we all saw this missing badly from that right hash mark. Stayed outside the entire time, started outside, stayed outside. And again, now a 36-yard try to send it to a 3rd overtime, where it would be all 2-point conversion tries. A miss means NC State wins.
Ball's close to the right hash, too, which is almost identical to where it was before on the miss.
No question. I always feel for these kickers in this spot. Can you imagine what's going on in the head of Burnett right now?
Burnett to send it to a 3rd overtime. And he missed it. NC State wins.
What a game. And Noah Burnett pulls this one left. He pushed it earlier in the 4th quarter as they missed that field goal we just showed you. Almost as if he overcompensated, came across it, pulled it, did not hit it clean. Ball never really looked like it had a chance. Just a pull, and NC State comes in and pulls off the upset and gets a huge win in this rivalry.
It's the second straight loss for North Carolina. Still a chance to win the ACC championship next week. Meanwhile, NC State with 8 wins, a chance to get 9 in the bowl game. And Dave Dorn, the head coach, standing by with Tom.
Well, Coach, here's Tanner Engel here and Peyton Wilson getting a little love with their head coach here. This is what rivalry football is all about, Coach. Congratulations. This team has been through so much the last few weeks. How do you describe this feeling for your football team right now?
I mean, these guys got so much heart. I'm so proud of them. Nobody knows what we've been. It's our 4th-string quarterback. He was on the scout team, you know. I mean, we're down so many players, and the heart of these guys, the staff, I'm super blessed and thankful. Thank you, God. Give him all the glory.
How would you assess the performance of your defense versus what's been a vaunted offense for the vast majority of the season?
It's the best defense in the conference, hands down. These guys, Tony Gibson, that staff, these players, the heart they got. Love it, man. I love that. It's such a great win.
The leadership, Drake Thomas, all of your guys on offense, the veteran leaders, the plays Devin Carter made today coming back from injury. Just what do you have to say about the resiliency of this football team?
Can't say enough, you know, and the guys that have been hurt have stepped in as leaders and coaches to help their teammates. So, yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful group of guys, man. I'm blessed to be their coach and thankful to have this W with them. It's going to be a great night. Turn the red light on, Chancellor Woodson. Go Pack.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Wow. Well, Dave Dorn had some strong words for his rival, North Carolina, when we met with him this week. Some of that, of course, was gamesmanship. But, man, did his team back it up with its play. Winning in double overtime, 30-27 here in Chapel Hill. For Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill, our entire outstanding ABC crew, I'm Dave Pasch. So long from Chapel Hill. Now back to the studio. Kevin Agandi, Booger, Jesse Palmer.
Dave, thank you so much.